It's the final regular season game of the 2024 season as the Temple Owls host the North Texas Mean Green here at Lincoln Financial Field. I'm Zachary Silverstein alongside Tyler Blankenship. We're going to have the call for you live right here on WHIP Radio, live on YouTube. Temple looking to pick up their 4th win of the season. The first time they'd be over 3 wins on the season since 2019 when they were 8-5. North Texas sitting at 5 wins. One more win will give them 6, which means they will be bowl eligible. So a lot on the line for North Texas. A very heavy passing team, Tyler, and I know that there's one approach that you want Temple's defense to take to try to contain that passing game by Chandler Morris.
Yeah, they need to keep everything in front of them today, whether that be cover 2, cover 4, just keep some kind of shell coverage, and you got to keep your eyes on the quarterback. Don't let anyone get behind you, like I said. And if you're going to play like that, you're really going to rely on your senior linebackers and Woodbury Sr. as well as Taekwon King. If you're going to have that ball in front of you, you're going to force the quarterback to throw everything underneath or short. Everybody needs to rally to the ball and make that tackle. Don't allow any explosive plays after the catch. And then because they're going to be hunting for that big play down the field, if you force everything near the line of scrimmage, get everybody to the ball, stop them short, and keep them behind schedule and get them to 3rd and long.
And speaking of Taekwon King, he's 2nd in the American Athletic Conference in total tackles with 101. DJ Woodbury Sr. tied for 3rd with 97. And we are just about underway here. Senior Day, 19 seniors honored as Maddox Trujillo sends the opening kickoff into the end zone. That'll be a touchback for North Texas. And we talked about it a little bit in our open. Chandler Morris, the starting quarterback for North Texas, he is 4th in the entire country in passing yards per game. It is Kyle McCord, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, then Chandler Morris. He's even ahead of Shedeur Sanders, who is projected by a lot of people to be the 1st overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. So a big-time quarterback out there on the field here at Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah, some good names to be associated with. He's definitely got the arm capable of making the big throws down the field. So hopefully Temple has the scheme set up today to stop him from doing that.
And Morris steps up and throws that one. That is number 13, Miles Coleman with the catch, the freshman wide receiver.
Yeah, right away they go to a quick game and get a slant right there in the middle of the field.
That was a gain of 11 yards. Morris steps back again. Finds another receiver. That is number 9, Nick Rempert.
Yeah, you can tell right away the Mean Green are going to these quick in-breaking routes in the middle of the field.
Yeah, we said it. They're a very heavy passing team, wasting no time. And we see it again on this 3rd play here. Temple makes a good play there, breaking that up, bringing him down.
And that's exactly what you're going to need to do. You're going to make that tackle right away. If you're the first guy there, don't worry about getting the ball out. Just make that contact and let everyone else rally and help you out.
Morris getting the ball out quick, too. Not really wasting much time, not really giving Temple's defensive line the opportunity to pressure him.
No, the moment that back foot hits the ground, he's letting it loose.
Morris hands that one off. That'll be a gain of about 5 yards. Morris steps back again. Finds his receiver over the middle of the field. That's number 14, Kyle Koch.
Now, this could be frustrating for your Temple fan or even maybe a Temple defender watching them march down the field like this because they are getting these at 5 yards at least each play. But the whole point of this shell coverage is you're going to get to the red zone. Don't let them get in behind you.
Morris lets that one go. He's got a receiver wide open. That is number 0, Blair Conroy. And he was brought down at about the 11-yard line.
Fantastic job by Morris here. That's cover 2 right there. As you're going to have that open spot there between the safety and the corner on the sideline. He hits it right there perfectly in the hole.
North Texas storming down the field. Just 2 minutes in, and he hands that one off. And that'll be a gain of about 2 or 3 yards.
They're trying to get some blockers out there on the left side. They weren't able to hold up, though. Temple were able to rally to the ball.
So now 2nd and 5 at the Temple 14-yard line. 12:30 to go in this first quarter. Morris steps back again, rolls to his right. He's being chased by Gene. He's He's got a receiver wide open in the end zone. And that'll be caught for a touchdown. Number 10, DT Sheffield, gets the Mean Green on the board. 6-0 quick. Not even 3 minutes into this game.
Yeah, that's Chandler Morris's favorite target. The guy's got nearly 800 yards Sheffield does on the year so far, and that's his 11th touchdown of the season. Just way too much space there in the end zone. The defender had him in front of him, just gave him way too much opportunity there to make the play on the ball.
Yeah, the leading receiver for this North Texas team, DT Sheffield, the junior out of Corinth, Mississippi.
And Mean Green just marched right down the field. Even when you get to the red zone, there was just a lot of space left between the defenders and the receivers in front of them. That was a really easy throw for Morris once he got inside the pocket.
Yeah, I mean, and that extra point was good to make it 7-0. If that's what we're going to see for this entire game, it's going to be a long day for Temple. I mean, not even 3 minutes into this game, and the Mean Green just marched right down the field. Temple finding themselves down early, 7-0. We're going to be right back after this quick timeout. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. You're listening to WHIP Radio on YouTube. Welcome back into WHIP Radio live on YouTube. Temple giving up a quick touchdown, a very long, about 70-yard touchdown drive there, which ended in a DT Sheffield receiving touchdown. Temple down 7-0 quick. 12:19 to go in this first quarter. Tyler, just a really sloppy defensive showing there on that first drive by the Owls.
Yeah, 0 incompletions. Quarterback Morris did a great job finding the holes in the zone wherever they were, either on the sideline or quickly in the front of him in the middle of the field. And then the Temple defense just gave up way too much space once you did get to the red zone. That should be more of a benefit for you, but they just made it way too easy for them.
And Temple will let that ball drop, and they try to pick it up. The punt might have been muffed. North Texas says they have it. Waiting for the referee's signal, and they do. Temple muffs the kickoff, and North Texas will have the ball at about the 18-yard line.
Temple's return team looked really confused on who was supposed to end up on the ball there. It was kicked short about the 15-yard line, and they were all just kind of standing around and waiting way too long, and the Mean Green were able to take advantage of what looked like a lazy return effort there.
It looked like that was number 28 for Temple, Ashton Allen, that decided to jump on the ball last minute and had it hit right off his hands. I don't know why you would just let that ball bounce and let North Texas touch it down.
And now North Texas gets instant red zone offense.
I mean, this is worst case scenario if you're Temple. You're down 7-0 quick, and now North Texas has the ball in your territory. Chandler Morris dropping back, finds a receiver, and that was a really good play there by Temple to bat that one away.
That's more of what you need to do in these short field situations in the red zone. You can give up a lot of space, keep everything in front of you when you have more of the field to work with, but when you're in the red zone, you need to press up, get in the face of these receivers. Don't give them the opportunity to just get to the end zone like freely like they did the last drive.
And that was Jamel Johnson for Temple, the cornerback, getting his right hand in there to bat that ball away. And here's Morris choosing to throw again, taking time, and that'll be incomplete.
Yeah, 2 incompletions back-to-back for him here. Now after the first drive, he had none. But great job by Temple's defenders this time, staying in face.
That was 29, Javier Morton there on the coverage. I mean, if you can get out of this with just giving up a field goal, that'd be a really big win for Temple's defense. For the special teams put you in a really tough spot.
Yeah, down 10-0 when your offense hasn't even touched the field is obviously never a great scenario.
We've seen it all year, Temple just shooting themselves in the foot. Morris dropping back to throw again. And that one was tipped at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was number 3, Trey Thomas, getting his hands on it. And that's going to force the field goal unit for North Texas to come out onto the field.
Yeah, great job there. They wanted to go quick game over the middle of the field, but the passing lanes were disrupted, and the quarterback had pressure on him pretty quickly.
So obviously, like you said, Tyler, never good to be down 10-0 when your offense hasn't touched the ball. But a lot better than 14-0, which it very easily could have been. I mean, North Texas didn't gain a single yard on this drive. So a great stand there by Temple's defense. And the field goal is up, and that is good, right down the middle.
Yeah, now if you're Temple's offense, you got to be telling yourself, we need to get any points on the board. You don't have to force a touchdown, but field goal, anything, don't go down by 2 possessions this early.
That was Cal Naguma there on the kick, the kicker, making it 10-0. And we're going to another timeout here. But Tyler, real quick, I just want to talk about what you would do from a coach's side. If you're on that sideline right now after that muff punt, what are you telling your guys? You just telling them just let that roll, and whatever happens, happens.
I'm telling them to wake up. I know it's the last game of the season. It hasn't gone exactly as planned. We know all the large storylines following this team all season, but you need to wake up and play with some pride. You're Temple. You're supposed to be all about toughness. Get out there and show that you're still here, able and willing to play, even if it's the last game of the season. The other team is here to make themselves bowl eligible. They have admitted on their own accord, Mean Green, Texas, that this is their Super Bowl. They are still playing to extend their season, and they're playing like it to start the game. Temple, on the other hand, has come out like it is their last game of the season.
Yeah, and not only are you home, it's also senior day. You want to play for those seniors out there on the field. I mean, there were 19 of them that were honored before this game, and I mean, you can deal with the physical mistakes there, but that was a mental mistake there by Ashton Allen, just trying to make too much happen too quickly. And I guess trying to play hero, which, I mean, it's a kickoff. I don't know how much of a hero he would have been if he did fall on the ball, but, I mean, now you're down 10-0, and Evan Simon hasn't even been out on the field yet.
Yeah, now you're already behind the 8 ball, like 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
So now you need to march down here and get any points on the board.
And we're going to take a quick break here as both teams head to their sidelines. Zachary Silverstein and Tyler Blankenship live on WHIP Radio on YouTube. A short break there. Welcome back into WHIP Radio on YouTube. Temple down 10-0 with exactly 12 minutes to go here in this first half. The offense has not been on the field yet. North Texas has had 2 drives on offense of their own without Temple's offense stepping foot on the field. Hopefully for Temple, there will be a clean kickoff recovery on this one right here.
Yeah, the mental mistakes that you've mentioned for Temple, they've been plaguing them all season. Just secure the ball, get your offense on the field, get a drive started.
As Temple lets it bounce again. Tried to dive on it once again. Is that another muffed punt? Or another muffed kick? I don't think so. Temple has it.
Mean Green definitely saw something on film on special teams where they are shorting these kicks purposely, trying to force Temple to make a decision.
I mean, they must have it on their scouting report. Make that kick drop. If you make that kick hit the ground, Temple may try to jump on it, and as we saw, it deflected. And I think that was number 26, Shakuna Kamara, who tried to jump on it late. Again, the exact same scenario, just trying to make too much happen. And luckily, it stays with Temple, but I mean, just let that ball die.
Yeah.
As finally, Evan Simon will be out on the field. He drops back. There's a little check down pass. A nice missed tackle there. Forced by Antoine Littleton. No, by Antonio Jones, excuse me.
Yeah, they sent Jones in motion behind Simon to start that, and he checks it down to him immediately to his right. He had blockers in front of him. They just weren't able to hold up as the Mean Green rallied to him at the line of scrimmage.
Now 2nd and 7, ball on Temple's 29-yard line, 11:30 to go here in this first quarter. Simon hands that ball off. And that'll be a gain of about 1. Joe Quest Smith on the carry. That was a gain of 2.
Yeah, not much of a hole there for Smith. He wanted to go inside between the tackles, but that line crashed immediately. He wasn't able to bounce it out.
Yeah, Joe Quest Smith, I guess, getting the starting nod here today. He's still out there on the field. You know, Therese Worthy, we're going to get back to him a little bit right after this play. He's been a real bright spot for Temple's running back group. As Evan Simon has it, drops back, checks it down once again to Antonio Jones. Jones trying to go to the outside on his left and is tripped up.
Yeah, you'd like to see Jones there. It's another play where they're trying to go to the outside. He has a blocker in front of you. You need to use that blocker in the sideline. You have the open space there. Don't cut inside. You need to immediately put your foot in the ground and find the sideline.
Yeah, Jones, like you said, Tyler, had that sideline and just making the bad choice, kind of ran right back into the defender. And now Temple's going to have to punt after a quick 3 and out.
And that was 2 throws near the line of scrimmage and a run up the middle that really had no gain.
Yeah. And like I said, Trez Worthy, if you're going to run the ball, I want to see him out there early and often. That'll be a punt by Dante Hatton, a low line drive punt. And the Mean Green there, as you can see, let that ball hit the ground, let it roll, let it die. And that is John Adams touching it dead as the Mean Green offense will come out onto the field.
Yeah, normally when you get a kicking situation like that where you don't want your team, the return team, to touch it, you have a word for that. It usually starts with a P, like Peter, Poison, whatever it may be. And you're letting your teammates know, stay away, stay away, stay away. Mean Green, you saw immediately, they knew exactly what to do in that situation where they're not even looking at the back is to the ball, get off the field, let the offense come out. Temple was not doing the same thing. They were looking around at each other, confused in the same exact situation.
No, North Texas knows what they're doing before the ball's even kicked. Temple just trying to make it up on the spot. As Chandler Morris drops back, that was a nice back shoulder throw, but even better coverage there. And that'll be an incomplete pass.
The Mean Green receiver there not able to make the adjustment in time. That looked like Blair Conright.
That was Blair Conright, and that was Jamel Johnson for Temple on the coverage. A pretty nice throw there by Morris, just better coverage.
Yeah.
Morris throwing the ball once again, and not even close to on the same page. Receiver there had no clue the ball was coming to him.
I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication or if he just overthrew it there, but he definitely had the receiver in front of the defender there.
Yeah. That would have been a nice little game there if it could have been complete, but miscommunication there by North Texas. Now, if you're Temple, 3rd and 10, you got to take advantage. You cannot give up a long first down here. Chandler Morris will drop back to throw, checks it down. That'll be a little check down pass and a gain of about 4. A nice spin move. A really nice spin move. That was number 39, Sean Ware there.
It was a great job by Temple corner Elijah Darreville, number 4 there. Initially, he was on the block. He gets off of it. He makes the initial contact, slows down the receiver who came out on motion to the left side. Everyone else was able to rally, and now you stopped him on 3rd and long, and you forced Mean Green to punt.
And that was number 38, Mackenzie McGill, the second there on that little catch and run, a gain of 3. And a nice tackle by Darreville as now North Texas will be forced to punt. A very awkward punt, not getting much on it. And it'll be fair caught by Temple at the 43-yard line. Pretty good field position here for Temple right at the gate. That was number 89 there on that punt, receiving that punt for Temple. Tyler Stewart for Temple.
Yeah, now if you're Temple, obviously that first drive didn't go well. Your defense was able to finally get that stop they needed and give you favorable field position. So now you're going to go out here and stack first downs. Don't worry too much about getting to the end zone. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but get those first downs, get down the field, stack some positive plays, get beyond the sticks, and the red zone will be there for you. You just actually have to make it there first. You can't, take that big bite first. You got to, work your way down the field.
Exactly. I think if you're Temple, you got to look at the field in just little 10-yard spots. Don't even look at the end zone yet. Try to get a first down every time you're out there. Pick up 3-4 yards per play with the end goal of getting that first down, and then eventually you work your way down the field, but definitely can't do too much too quickly. I mean, I think the number 1 receiver here for Temple, like you mentioned, is Dante Wright. So if you're going to go for that big play, you want to try to find him. But
don't mistake, I can be completely wrong here. If I see Dante Wright in single coverage, I'm going for the big play. But I doubt that Mean Green is going to allow that to happen. So you need to stack positives, kind of like how they were doing against you. Get the quick game going, see if you can get some run plays going, 3-4 yards a pop, and then that can open up the big plays for you later on.
I mean, we saw it on North Texas on their first drive. They might not have had a play greater than 10 yards the entire drive. They marched down the field in less than 3 minutes. It was just quick passes by Chandler Morris. Gets the ball, sets his back foot, lets that one go, and just march down the field easy. If you're Temple, you should be trying to take a little page out of their playbook and try to mirror what they're doing out there.
Yeah, if they're playing that zone coverage, take what's underneath, take what's given to you. You don't need to force the underneath route. So Temple is doing a lot of these checkdowns. They're doing a lot of motions out near the line of scrimmage. They're throwing to them immediately. You don't have to make that your only option because that is the play then. You're not giving your quarterback another option. Get some routes out in between, get some quick in and out breaking routes. Let your quarterback and Simon make the reads so that he can find where the holes in the zone are rather than forcing him to throw it at the line of scrimmage when it may not actually be there.
Yeah, we saw, as soon as Evan Simon became the quarterback of this team, the season started with Forrest Brock out there for the first couple games. Evan Simon finally got the starting nod. Temple as an offense, I know they struggled as a whole all season, but looked a lot more cohesive the second Simon got out there. And he's got that Big Ten experience coming from Rutgers. He's played against some of the best defenses in all college football, the Ohio States and Penn States and Michigans of the world. North Texas is something that he should be comfortable with. Let him just be a quarterback out there.
Yeah, he's been consistent leadership for them, and he's also just been a really good, just calming force for the Temple offense at times. You can tell they rally around him. So let him get going and let this offense really just find some positives.
Temple trailing 10-0. 9:09 to go here in the first quarter. The ball on Temple's 43-yard line. Simon with a running back to his left. Hands it off. A nice cut there by the running back. That was number 24, Joquez Smith. So looking like they want to run with Joquez Smith a little bit there. We haven't seen Trez Worthy yet. Smith getting the nod there on those first 3 runs of the game.
And he is their more explosive back. He can really give you that one-cut action where if he finds that hole, he can make that explosive play happen 20 yards down the field. Right there, they're just doing an outside zone, hoping they can get the right blocks. They were able to get the yardage initially on that first down.
Antonio Jones in motion. Simon pressured quickly, had to get rid of it right before the sack, and that'll be an incomplete pass. That was just a big-time blitz there. That was number 4, Brian Nelson II. Got on Simon quick. He had no choice but to get rid of that.
Yeah, just unblocked immediately in the face of Evan Simon. It looked like they were setting up something to Joquez Smith short for a quick pass, but they weren't able to get that off at all.
And as an offense, if you become too predictable, it gives the defense the opportunity to blitz because they're not worried about that big gain down that big game down there on the other side of the field if you're going to throw it. Simon has the ball in his hands. Pressure quick again, and had to get rid of it. That'll be an incomplete pass. He tried to find Joquez Smith again with the little check down, but big time pressure right out the gate. And now Temple's going to be forced to punt again, another 3 and out.
Yeah, looks like the Mean Green are going to send an extra 1 or 2 defenders on the blitz here. They're not even looking at the middle of the field or worried about what's happening. They're relying on these DBs to rally to the ball now because they know what's happening. As you said, Temple's becoming predictable with these short throws near the line of scrimmage, and now it's allowing the Mean Green defense to respond exactly how they want to.
That was Terrell Dawkins there on the pressure, as Dante Atten will punt it away for the Owls. And a fair catch will be called by North Texas at the about 8-yard line. So the Temple defense the last couple drives have done a pretty good job. I know North Texas opened the game just marching down the field, but Temple's defense has responded and not getting any help from their offense at all. Been on the field twice, 2 really quick 3 and outs, so not even time, Tyler, for Temple's defense to rest at all.
I mean, Temple, they've got 9 total yards on offense so far in this quarter, while the Mean Green have 78, and here they go again on another drive.
Chandler Morris with a running back to his left side. And he'll hand that ball off. Finally, just the second handoff of the game for North Texas. That was a gain of 3 yards.
A little bit of extra talking after that play. We saw the Mean Green and the Temple Owls going at it a bit before the game during warm-ups, so could get a little chippy here at times.
That was number 21, Kiefer Sibley. Yeah, I know, like there was about 45 minutes left to go to the game, and both teams were chirping already as the ball was handed off again. Number 21 again, that was Sibley. For a gain of 3 once again. North Texas, we said it when we saw that chippiness, they're playing like a team who's fighting for a bowl game. The second they came out, they went right at Temple. It was only warm-ups.
Oh, they came out here with the energy immediately. An hour before the game even started. You saw they were ready to go.
Chandler Morris steps back to throw. Pressure quickly. Ball be floated up and almost picked off. That was almost an interception by Santiago of Temple. Honestly, that should have been a pick right there. It looked like he didn't quite see it immediately. Yeah, he looked up last second. That could have been a pretty easy, maybe the easiest interception that Santiago had the opportunity for all season.
And that would have been instant red zone action for the Temple offense. The defense does still force the 3 and out, though, forcing the Mean Green to punt here. And that was great initial pressure by the edge rusher. They're coming off of the left side.
Yeah, really good defense there, good pressure. And another low line drive kick there by North Texas. First it took a friendly Temple bounce, then bounced back the other way. And that'll be dead at about the 44-yard line.
Some low kicks. I don't know if they're worried about the wind or...
Yeah, the wind, I'm looking at the flags now on the post. They're not moving too much, but we already know Dante Atten for Temple is already a low kind of line drive punter coming from Australia, kind of that rugby-style way of punting. But North Texas taking that same approach as well.
It just looks awkward. I don't know.
It looks really awkward. And real quick, going back to that last pressure there by Temple, we talked about how Chandler Morris is 4th in the country in total passing yards.
Right.
Getting the pressure on him quick will force him to make bad decisions, force him to make mistakes, almost through a pick right there. Temple, I know it's hard, it's easier said than done, but Temple's got to do that all game.
Yeah, especially if you can get there with 4 and keep the rest of your guys back in coverage.
Evan Simon back on the field for Temple's offense. Hands it off once again, and that's cut to the outside. A big-time run there for Temple on the left side of the field, and finally pushed out of bounds. That was number 89, Tyler Stewart, the freshman wide receiver, getting the quick little pitch and getting a big-time game.
Yeah, fantastic job there, just getting the ball to him quickly, letting him run to the outside. That's exactly what we do. We need to talk about that before with the running back not doing it, or with the other receiver. Now you're finding the sideline, you're getting up. If you can get the edge on the defender, you can get that extra yardage, and that's what we just saw.
That was a gain of about 30 to 35 yards there. I think it was 35. Now Simon has the ball dropping back, surveying the field, lets it go to the end zone, and that's batted away
Yeah, he had him open in the end zone there. Just saw him, I think, a little bit too late. Gave the defender time to catch up to him and break up the pass for what would have been a touchdown.
The intended target was number 28, Ashton Allen, the former track athlete at USC. Simon taking a shot there to the end zone. Had a chance to get picked, but luckily for the Owls, it was just batted away. And now Temple, like the aggressiveness, you don't want to do too much too quickly. I know you got that big-time gain by Stewart. Now 2nd and 10 at the 25. Let's pick up some little chunk yards here now. A little check down pass to Antonio Jones. Sheds the defender, and now he's finally spun down.
Yeah, again, another throw at the line of scrimmage. You're giving Simon only one option on the play, and the defense is reading that pretty easily. You've got one receiver blocking for him, but 3 defenders on the outside. That's just too easy for the Mean Green defense to read and react. And now Temple, again, behind schedule. They might be close to the red zone, but they've been losing yardage now after getting a big play.
And luckily for Temple, Jones was able to break that tackle and gain a couple yards. He did lose some, but it could have been a much bigger gain. A much bigger loss, excuse me. Now 3rd and 14 for Temple. 5:41 to go in this first quarter. Simon dropping back to throw. Has Della Pesca in the middle of the field, and he's tackled quickly by North Texas.
Yeah, it looked like Simon was looking for something deeper downfield, but the pressure got to him, so he had to force it into the middle to his tight end for a short yardage. Now you set up Trujillo here for what should be, for a guy of his talent, an easy field goal.
Yeah, that was the tackle by number 39, Quinton Hammonds, the safety, the freshman safety for North Texas. And now here's Maddox Trujillo, the potential NFL draft pick in 2025. I know he's opened the eyes to a lot of scouts, a lot of people around the entire country, as he lets that kick go. And that is perfect, right down the middle. As Temple finds themselves on the board, 10-3. Temple trails number 91, Trujillo. No problems with that one. Tyler, he holds the record for the longest field goal in the history of Lincoln Financial Field.
Right.
Set that one against Utah State. I mean, that was this guy. He's got a leg on him. Can easily make it from 65 yards.
Oh, yeah. We saw him practicing from the 40-yard line, and not the one closest to the goalpost, but the opposite side. He's clearly got confidence in his leg, and I don't blame him. We've seen him do some special stuff with his leg on this field. So he is certainly a weapon for you, and now he's the first one to get you on the board. It's a one-possession game back to 10-3. We'll see if Temple's defense here now can once again hold the Mean Green offense and give their offense a chance to tie this game up or just, shorten that margin.
And a question for you, I mean, if you have a kicker in Trujillo, how much easier does it make it for Everett Withers, the head coach of Temple, to just have that security blanket where he knows we don't always have to go for it on 4th down because we're confident that our kicker is going to put 3 points on the board, but we feel like we don't always have to force it on 4th down.
It definitely gives you a level of comfort when all right, I've got this all-star kicker behind me, and we don't have to worry about, should I go out on 4th here because I don't know if we're going to get it. It's another person you can trust who can put points on the board for you, and he just made it a one-possession game for you.
And that kickoff was sent off by Trujillo, and North Texas lets it bounce into the end zone. That'll be a touchback as Temple's defense and North Texas's offense make their way onto the field. 4:55 to go in this first quarter. Temple trails 10-3. 84 total yards for the Mean Green, 36 total yards for the Owls. Chandler Morris with a running back to his right side. Morris with 68 passing yards in this quarter, hands the ball off, and that'll be a gain right up the middle.
I like what Mean Green did there on offense. They get the tight end in motion. He was initially lined out to the slot. They get him for what we call like a wham block, where he comes in right next to the tackle as soon as the ball is snapped. Extra blocker in the middle, allows for an extra push for your running back to get upfield.
And that was Sibley on that carry. Now Sibley gets it back on another handoff, and he's tackled quickly after a gain of 2.
Now Mean Green here looks like they're just going to try and get the run game going, maybe try to lull this Temple defense to sleep, set up a big play later on.
Handing it off again, but a flag flies onto the field. Let's see who that flag is on. But that ball was carried by number 31, Shane Porter.
Yeah, Porter's their leading rusher on the season. He's not leading them with touchdowns, but when it comes to yardage, he's the guy who will do most of that operating in the middle of the field until they get to the red zone.
And that penalty was on Temple, and it'll be a first down for North Texas. Illegal substitution, so another mental mistake there by Temple, just not really knowing the situation there, illegal substitution.
Yeah, that's sometimes a coaching mistake as well.
Yeah. And a big-time gain there, another handoff, and North Texas will be at the 50-yard line.
All runs here so far, and that time just bouncing off of the would-be tacklers to get upfield.
Number 38, Mackenzie McGill, the second on that carry, and the coaching the penalty there with the bad coaching sets up the big run. And now here's another big run down to the 42-yard line, or 37-yard line, excuse me. I mean, North Texas, once again, just marching down the field.
Most of these runs coming between the tackles right up the middle. Oftentimes they're pulling one of their guards or a tight end to get an extra blocker in the middle there, and it's working really well for them.
So we saw North Texas really favor the throwing game their first couple drives, now favoring the run, as now Morris drops back for a throw. Good coverage there by number 20, Jamel Johnson of the Owls.
Great job. This is the second time we've seen Johnson be able to do that on these late in-breaking routes where they kind of do like a delayed slant route 10 yards up the field, and Johnson read that the entire way, and he was on his shoulder.
And North Texas just trying to have some variety in there. We saw the passing game early. Now we're seeing the run game, mixing in the passing game again right there. For Temple having answers for it is now Morris is back with a running back to his left. Takes the snap, hands it off. And another big gain running up the side of the field. Cannot be brought down. And that is number 39, Sean Wara, who will find his way into the end zone. Mackenzie McGill the second, with that touchdown. I mean, Temple, a complete collapse there on the defensive side. And that is a big-time touchdown for McGill. We're watching the replay, making defender stumble, and was virtually untouched. There was a hand on his foot at the very end, but
broke through a couple arm tackles up the middle, gave a dead leg to one of the Temple DBs, and from there it was an easy walk into the end zone. I mean, that was a surgical drive on the ground. I mean, the way they were pulling their O-linemen and the extra tight ends, they saw something on the first couple drives, made that quick adjustment. We saw them passing it often on their first couple drives, and then now they come out, run the ball the entire way down the field, all between the tackles, really kind of bullying the interior D-line of the Temple defense.
Yeah, and the redshirt freshman there, McGill the second out of Mount Vernon, Texas. I mean, like we said, virtually untouched. Juke moves, there was a little finger on his foot at the very end before he got to the end zone. But like we said, North Texas, with that variety, we come into the game saying, oh, Chandler Morris is fourth in the country in passing. Expect a lot of passing. And we saw it for the first 2 or 3 drives. And then they just marched down the field. No problem. All runs except for one pass that entire drive. And now it's quickly, Temple finds themselves down 17-3 here with 3:02 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag for the defense here. They did a better job of defending the pass on the last couple drives, but Mean Green responds in kind and just runs it right down the field with multiple different running backs as well.
Yeah. Now, if you're Temple, if you're the offense for Temple, you got to find a way to get the ball in the end zone here. You got to make this back to a one-score game. And another, it was caught, but a falling catch there
and
by
again,
Temple.
Some extra words between the players on the field. Yeah, if you're Temple's offense here, there's still plenty of time in the game. There's 3 minutes left in the first quarter. I know you're down by 2 touchdowns, but again, you can't force the big plays. You have to set things up. My biggest complaint about the offense so far is they're becoming way too predictable with these one-read throws near the line of scrimmage. So even if you guys are catching the ball, you're still getting rallied to and tackled for maybe at most a modest 2-yard gain. You need to get some quicker routes over the middle of the field. Let Simon operate in the pocket. We've seen him be able to do that. It's not like he's someone who panics back there. If you can give him a few seconds of protection, give him some routes to read, he can make those throws for you. And we can also see he's been dangerous with his legs at times. So really, you're just making him one-dimensional as well. When he's the leader of this team, you need to allow him to operate the offense.
Yeah, we know that North Texas is 2-5 in conference play. So is Temple. But although their record may not show it, they are a potential bowl team. If they win this afternoon, they'll have the chance. Their defense is too good to be so predictable and run the same play over and over again. They picked it out the first drive that Temple had in this game. As now Simon will drop back to throw, and that's an incomplete pass. That was intended for number 28, Ashton Allen. Would have been a nice game there of about 10 yards. Just throw was a little out in front of Allen. It would have been a decent catch there, but definitely a catchable ball there for Allen.
Very catchable, and it was on a comeback route on the outside. He was definitely open. I'm not sure if he had the sun in his eyes or why he wasn't catching that one, but
a lot of miscues. I mean, we saw just again on that last kickoff, Smith-Marset fell while catching it as that ball was handed off by the Owls, and going to be a gain of maybe 2 yards if they're lucky. And that was the handoff there. Excuse me.
Yeah, so now we have a Temple player down on the field. One of the old linemen, it seems. Trainer's coming out to attend to him. Yeah, we're seeing Temple there. I mean, even on you have an incompletion on first down, your 1st and 10. I understand you want to get some easier yards, set yourself up better on 3rd down, but your running game hasn't been effective enough where you think that's going to be, reliable. So now you're in a 3rd and 9 situation because your O-line is not getting the push you need. And once again, you're in a 3rd and long, which this team has not been able to handle well at all season. So.
And the running game for Temple, this isn't a new trend there where the running game has struggled. This has been, obviously Stan Drayton is no longer the coach of this team, but going back to his first season with Temple as their coach in 2022, Temple's been at the bottom of the barrel in the entire country at running the football. And I know Stan Drayton is a former running backs coach, thought, oh, maybe this running game for Temple is going to be good, but obviously when you're Stan Drayton, you're coaching guys like Ezekiel Elliott and Bijan Robinson over there, Ohio State, Texas, guys like that, Carlos Hyde. It's a lot easier to get the running game going, but Temple's running game has never been good these past 3 seasons. And especially like you said, on that first down play, I know it was incomplete, but Ashton Allen had some separation there, so maybe it worked. Just could have been a better throw, catch maybe could have been made. Go back to that because it worked. It was just a matter of not being able to execute the pass and the catch.
Yeah, and you mentioned the running game. You had high expectations coming from like who our previous coach was, but it all starts up at front as well. And this O-line is not able to get any push off the ball.
No, and the past couple of years, the O-line has always been banged up, starting a new combination seemingly every week.
Right.
And another injury today on Temple's offense. As Simon has it, rolling to his left. He's got room. He decides to keep it. A big-time hit. Simon kind of lowered his shoulder to absorb that contact, and now pushing and shoving. North Texas still bringing that intensity.
The refs really just kind of letting it happen as long as it doesn't get too excessive. It's like there's always that first push. No one is making that second deadly push that always gets you the flag. But
yeah, that maybe could have been unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe, or something there.
Definitely a hard push.
Yeah.
But now Temple's punting in it out back again. Getting a lot of work early here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Dante Hatton out there once again on the field with his team down 17-3 with 1:23 to go in this first quarter.
It was a low snap.
A pretty high punt there for Hatton. Fair caught at about the 40-yard line. Pretty decent field position there for North Texas. As now their offense will make their way out to the field up 17-3.
We'll see if they go back to the run game. Maybe when you're up this high already, you already start thinking about clock and maintaining that time of possession, especially in a cold game like this. Maybe you just want to wear the other team down. You don't want to tackle already when it's like this, or at least it seems like Temple doesn't want to.
And back to Temple's previous drive, that second play run, I was so confused. That was Tyler Douglas there on the run. I saw number 14, as that was a big-time hit.
Wow.
Delivered by number 34, DeJuan Black.
He was in the backfield immediately on this handoff.
Quick.
Unblocked off the right side, smashes the running back for a loss of yardage. Now 2nd and 11 for the Mean Green.
That was Shane Porter. Lucky he didn't fumble there. Yeah. Barely even had the ball in his hands.
I don't think he
Black
saw
hit him hard.
Yeah, I don't think he saw him coming.
Another handoff for North Texas, as that'll be stopped by the Owls.
Tell you what, they're hitting each other out here. You can't say that. I mean, Shane Porter just lowered his shoulder on a defender there.
Porter definitely not worried after that big-time hit. He got right back, lowered his shoulder. And again, 2 quick runs there by North Texas. Now 3rd and 6. The clock ticking down, 15 seconds to go here in this first quarter. As Chandler Morris has it, offsides by Temple.
Well, maybe
it could be. Maybe there was motion up front by North Texas.
Some deliberation here from the refs. Offsides.
It was offsides.
The way Chandler Morris reacted, it almost seemed like it was offside or a false start.
It looked like he was a little frustrated at first, but it will be
an
offside penalty.
That's going to be so frustrating as a Temple head coach, though, because Morris is behind the line all by himself. There's an empty backfield. All you need to be doing as a Temple defender is watching the ball. And they still jump offsides off of a clap.
They were telling you pretty much, we're throwing the football here. And still just not able to be disciplined, and they jump offsides.
And that's another mental mistake that gives the Mean Green a 3rd and 1 option here.
As the clock will tick down to end this first quarter. North Texas with the ball at the 49-yard line, leading Temple 17-3. We're going to take a quick break. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. You're listening to WHIP Radio, live on YouTube. Welcome back into WHIP Radio, live on YouTube. Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. Temple trailing North Texas 17-3. At the start of the second quarter, North Texas with the ball. At the 49-yard line, it's 3rd and 1. As Morris hands that ball off, a big-time run up the middle of the field. And that'll be an easy touchdown. A 51-yard run
Wow.
for North Texas.
And again, it was Mean Green sending a person in motion to be an extra blocker. As soon as he snapped the ball, he went right upfield, found a blocker at the line of scrimmage, opened up the hole for the running back for the Mean Green, who really just had to break one shoelace tackle, cut it upfield, and he was gone, untouched.
And that was number 38, Mackenzie McGill, the second, with now 2 touchdowns in the game. I mean, again, just untouched right up the middle of the field to start the quarter. I mean, that's got to be so frustrating for Temple's coaching staff. And the extra point is good.
I'm so impressed with this Mean Green offense. The way they adjusted to the zone defense. You're setting that person in motion. They are not following him, but then you're still leaving that guy as an extra blocker between the tackles. So you're just taking advantage of what is a light box and adding that extra blocker so that your running back has just more of a wide open hole, which we've seen now a few times. They've been doing this since that second scoring drive, and it has worked fantastically for them. But I just don't understand why Temple hasn't responded to that. When they're setting that man in motion, you need someone on alert, knowing that that guy he's either going all the way across and someone needs to respond to him on the outside, or that is going to be your next extra blocker. And you need to shoot that gap immediately and don't let him open up that hole.
I mean, if you're North Texas, could you draw up a better start to a quarter? I mean, first play, 8 seconds, you're running down there with a 51-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, and on the other side, if you're Temple, I mean, you have all that time in between quarters to kind of draw things up a little bit, maybe make some adjustments, and then bang, right at the gate, you give up a big-time touchdown.
Yeah, maybe the first thing we've seen go wrong for Mean Green here as the ball falls out the team before they're But, yeah, this has been not an optimal start for Temple, obviously, from the mental mistakes they made to set up what have been easier runs for the Mean Green offense, to the offsides penalties, the muff punts. This has been a rough start for them and their interim coach and Withers. So, I mean, from this point, it's really just, do you have it in you to respond? Which this team has talked about since the first game of the year. I remember talking to them after the Navy game, one of the early games of the year, their first conference game, and Coach Stan Drayton at the time said, how can this team respond to adversity? You might need to make changes. We're still saying this is the last game of the year.
Yeah.
How can you respond? It's 24-3 at the beginning of the second quarter.
And now Mackenzie McGill with 2 touchdowns on the afternoon. And the ball did fall off the tee again, so now we're going to have a holder out there for North Texas. As the ball is finally kicked off.
That's the longest kick of the day so far.
Yeah. And Temple lets it bounce, goes into the end zone for a touchback. No muffed kicks.
You know, let me get off a quick right here. There's something I've noticed. This is also a professional football I've noticed. There used to be a thing where you were taught if the ball is coming towards you on a kick, punt or kickoff, you put your feet at the 10-yard line. If it's going behind you, you wave it off, you let the ball do what it needs to do. Now we're seeing a lot of people stay within that 10-yard line and try to return it, and it just, I think that's why we see so many mistakes often.
Just trying to make too much happen instead of just accepting your fate and not having any further mistakes. As Simon will pitch that to the outside. A nice little gain there.
A nice little gain, but again, Worthy had the outside lane, bounced it in towards the defenders. If he had gone outside with the blocker that he had to his right, he could still be running.
Just not being able to read the field there. And just, I don't know, I mean, Worthy, maybe it's the inexperience for him, I'm not sure.
You need to find your teammates back and get around them. Don't cut it back inside when you see you have blocking.
Exactly. And Worthy, I mean, he is a junior, but and that's a fumble for Temple. Simon tried to pitch it to an Al in motion, and the ball was fumbled, but Simon staying on the field. They're calling it a forward pass.
Yeah, it was going to be another little forward pitch pass to one of the receivers coming across in motion.
He tried to hit John Adams. Luckily, the referees viewed it as a forward pass. I mean, that would have been just, I mean, maybe the nail in the coffin in the second quarter for Temple. Here's Simon with the dropping back. Thought about letting it go. Now just checks it down, and the ball is bobbled. And that'll be an incomplete pass. Wide open for Joquez Smith.
I'm not sure why we're dumping it down to your right across your body right there when Simon had open field to his left. That was a questionable decision by the quarterback there. And now it's 4th and 8. Temple's punting it back out.
He had a very possible first down run available to him. And instead checked it down to Smith, who even if he caught it, would have had 2 Mean Green players on top of him. There was no chance for a first down. So, I mean, that's Evan Simon. Those are mistakes that you can't have a guy like him making. He's not a freshman. He's not a sophomore. He's been there. He's done that.
Oh, my goodness.
He's got to be smarter. And that snap was bounced by Hatton. Luckily, he was able to pick it up and turn it into a pretty nice punt. Going to be down at the 19-yard line.
That's twice now that Hatton's had to pick up a low step. That one even bounced off the ground. He barely gets it off it. I mean, it results in what ends up being a good punt, but
every single unit
every
for Temple,
phase, every phase.
every unit for Temple is struggling today.
Goodness.
I don't know if it's the cold. I don't know if it's just game number 12 and you're burning out. I'm not sure.
You can't blame this on weather.
You can't. You're a Philadelphia team. You're playing a team from Texas who's used to warm weather nonstop, and they're having no problem.
I mean, it might be North Texas, but it's not Philly.
It's
Goodness.
Chandler Morris back out on the field for North Texas. And he will hand that ball off to the middle of the field. Again, we're seeing a lot of runs. I think if you're North Texas, I know it's only the second quarter, but you're thinking, look, we're up 24-3. Let's just keep that clock moving. Or is it way too early for that?
No, it's never too early for that. When you have a lead like this, if you can control the clock throughout the entire game, get out of here with the win. Like you said, they just want this win to be bowl eligible.
Morris rolling to his right side, and a nice throw to the middle of the field, and that'll be caught by number 7, Dalton Carnes, the sophomore receiver out of College Station, Texas.
Yeah, Morris immediately rolled out to his right, found this guy running to the right from across the middle of the field, and they go quick game here.
Wastes no time. Morris with it again. That'll be a handoff. And breaking up to the kind of the right side of the field, found a little hole, was number 21 for North Texas. That is Kiefer Sibley.
Yeah, great patience there to find the hole, running behind the right tackle. Able to make a quick jump tackle after he had his hand on the back of the O-lineman.
Another handoff back to Sibley.
Ooh.
And a big-time hit by Temple. That was number 44 there on the stop for the Owls, Tyree Alualu.
Yeah, fantastic job working your way through the traffic there to get to the runner. Put him down on his back. He lifted him off his feet, drove him down.
You have to find a way to send a message, and if a big hit is what it takes, then that's what it takes.
We'll see if Mean Green can respond.
2nd and 9 here for North Texas, up 24-3. Big pressure by Temple. Morris forced to get rid of it quickly, and that'll be an incomplete pass. Finally, getting some pressure on Morris, and more chippiness.
And okay, so we've seen some talking elevate to a push in the chest, and now we just saw Mean Green play hit a Temple player in the face and no flag. So these refs were really letting go at it.
Nick Rempert getting physical there with
He just hit him in the
Temple,
face.
just completely slapped him. I think that was Ben Oswaki that he hit in the face. The referees holding on to their flags. Morris stepping back to pass, has a receiver wide open, and a big pass break up there by number 20, Jamel Johnson.
He has been impressive this
He's
game.
had a good game so far.
He broke on that. He read that perfectly. It almost looked like he baited him. He was covering the sideline there in his low flat area of the cover 2. That receiver came there, and he waited for that pass and almost capitalized. Yeah, great job by him on that play. And that's the 3rd time we've called Johnson's name on making a stop, and now Mean Green's out here for a punt.
Now, nice stand there by Temple, nice way to respond. I mean, they got to be dead out there. The offense really giving them no time to rest. Temple's offense, I mean. And that'll be another punt for North Texas.
Let it go.
And that'll be a fair catch by Temple. And it is scored. So, Tyler, if you're Temple's offense, what are you doing out in the field? Are you down 24-3? Are you just letting the ball fly?
At this point, I'm over the line of scrimmage plays. I'm over it. Stop doing these pitch plays to your receivers off of motion. Stop doing the screen passes. Your guys aren't blocking well enough on the edge as it is. You can keep trying to get the run game going, but at this point, you are down 24-3. So everything we said about there being time in the game, it's still true, but that becomes less and less true as that clock winds down, even in the second quarter. We still got 12 minutes left in this half, but Temple already starting to get desperate. They're going to need to find some big play. I don't even think we've called Dante Wright's name today. Your best receiver, a guy who can beat coverage. You need to find a way to maybe bring in some extra protection for Simon, allow him to read the defense, find the holes in the zone, and get it to an open receiver.
And it's going to be really interesting to see how Temple responds. Down 24-3, 11:57 to go here in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break. I'm Zachary Silverstein and Tyler Blankenship, WHIP Radio, live on YouTube. Welcome back into WHIP Radio, live on YouTube. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. Temple trailing 24-3 here in the second quarter. With the ball, Evan Simon under center. Will hand the ball off, and that'll be a quick hit there by North Texas. Therese Worthy on the carry.
Yeah, Temple right away going to a run play here, but tackled off the right side. Not able to get anything going again.
Yeah, trying to hand the ball off, find Worthy, but that'll be a loss of 2 yards. Clock still ticking, 11:30 to go in this second quarter.
Need to get something going downfield.
Simon dropping back, finds a receiver, but he was hit hard and quickly. That was Ashton Allen there on the catch. A gain of 5 yards.
Mean Green trying to make some quick substitutions here while Temple tries to get it going quickly on the offensive side, but now they will huddle after seeing the substitutions.
So the ball on Temple's 23-yard line, 2nd and 7. Evan Simon with a running back to his right. Takes the snap, steps back, rolls to his right, lets it fly, and that one is caught. But tackled, still fighting. That was Jamar Taylor Jr. on the catch, the freshman receiver, but not enough for a first down. That was a gain of 3, and Temple's going to have to punt.
Yeah, and then again with the first play of the drive, you end up going backwards, trying to fight your way forward to the first down. There'll be another 3 and out for Temple here. Just again, you got some quick passes there to the right side with some out-breaking routes, but Evan Simon looks like he has no time to find anyone else who may be downfield.
Dante Hatton once again on the field with yet another punt, and that'll be a high punt, fair caught, and muffed. North Texas touched it, and Temple. It looks like they will recover it, waiting for the referee's signal, and that'll be Temple football.
Finally, something bounces Temple's way off the muff punt. They're able to bounce on it immediately. No real decision there for the refs. Pretty clear that Temple has the ball, and now they'll have their best field position of the day to start on this next drive.
North Texas was definitely signaling for the fair catch and just could not come down with that punt. And I think that was number 89, Tyler Stewart, coming up with the football. And now Temple's going to have the ball on the 34-yard line.
So now it's, again, don't go backwards. We've mentioned before that you have one of the best kickers in the nation. I know you're down 24-3, but you need any points at all to try and get something positive here, any kind of momentum.
Simon being pressured, lets it fly. He's got a receiver, and that's caught, and a big gain to the right side. And finally, pushed out of bounds. That was number 84, Daniel Evert, there on the catch, the tight end out of Regensburg, Germany. A big gain there for Temple.
Finally, Simon gets some time to throw the ball.
That was an 18-yard gain for Evert. A big-time gain there for Evert, 18 yards, 24-3, North Texas leads. And Evert has it back and is hit hard, kind of high, but no flags. That'll be a carry of about 2 yards, waiting for it. Yep, 2 yards. So going to Evert, the tight end, back-to-back plays, having him run the ball a little bit there on that play.
It was a fake handoff to a fake pass to finally a handoff with his left hand for Simon there for the 2-yard gain there by the tight end.
Temple has to capitalize here at the 14-yard line. A handoff to Joquez Smith. Goes up the middle of the field, but he is brought down. Tyler, Temple with just 72 total yards on the afternoon. North Texas with 240. So a tale of two offenses.
Definitely, and we're seeing now, even with Temple getting their most favorable field position, still having to fight and claw for every single yard they get here. But you're at 3rd and 5, you're in the red zone. Do you maybe take a couple shots at the end zone here?
Look, if I'm Temple, a field goal is not enough here. We need that ball in the end zone.
Give someone a shot in the end zone, but leave a closer route for you for a dump off.
Maybe you find one of your tight ends and a little one-on-one matchup. Simon surveying the field, rolling to his right. Running out of time, lets it fly.
Oh.
And it was caught, but out of bounds, could not keep his feet in. That was number 85, Halloween.
There was just nobody there for Simon to really throw the ball to. Everybody was pretty well covered with some extra defenders in Simon's face even coming up to pressure him. He had to get rid of that ball.
Had to, and Everett Withers keeping his offense on the field, recognizing the situation, down 24-3. Needed a touchdown here. Or at least a first down to reset the downs. Simon being pressured quickly, has a receiver. That one's caught.
Did he get enough?
Did he get enough for the first down? It'll be close. That was Kajaya Halloween.
Mean Green seemed to think they got the stop, and it looks like they probably
It looks like they did. He was tripped up
just short.
at the very last second.
Yeah, it looked like he might have been about half a yard short of the first down there.
And Temple will not come away with that first down. That was number 2, Evan Jackson, on the stop. A really nice tackle in the open field. That, if he doesn't trip him up, that could have very easily been a touchdown there for Temple.
Oh, yeah, he was the last one available to make that stop. So great job by the Mean Green defense there to stop Temple in the red zone.
And, I mean, look, we've been preaching the same thing all season. It's been the same story each game. North Texas muffs a punt. You had the ball in very favorable field position, and you come away with no points. I mean, just Temple, that's been their theme all season, Tyler.
I don't mind them being aggressive, staying on the field for that touchdown. Obviously, you're down this much the last game of the season. You're not the one out here fighting for a bowl game, so go ahead and be aggressive. But if you are, you have to execute better. You have to protect. You have to give your quarterback more options than just these simple out routes that are near the line of scrimmage.
And that was a gain of 7 yards there on the run for North Texas. As Morris hands it off once again, a big cut to the left side, breaks free to the middle, now on the right side, and finally brought down, but the ball is out. The ball is loose, and Temple has it. The referee signaled Temple football.
There was a Temple player down on the field, though, after the play. It looked like one of the DBs.
Demerick Morris came away with the football for the Owls. So 2 big mistakes for North Texas on back-to-back possessions. 2 fumbles recovered by Temple. Now, we need to see if they can respond. But there is a player down for Temple at about the 50-yard line on the North Texas sideline.
It looked like something, it was a DB being blocked by a receiver, and it was away from the play. Not sure exactly what happened to the player who's down on the field right now.
You're not sure. Hopefully, the last thing you need is a non-contact injury there. That was... He is getting up. Trying to see who it is. Can't see the numbers. That's number 92 for Temple. Khalil Potier was the Owl that was down, but he is walking off on his own power. Is limping a little bit, but nice to see him walking off the field on his own. But he's definitely going to need some time to get off the field. Not moving quickly at all.
Glad he was able to get up and move on his own power, though.
So North Texas, I don't know, as we have the marching band coming out onto the field, this may be the seniors, the senior marching band members. It is senior day here at Lincoln Financial Field. Of course, the final home game of the regular season is always senior day, and just so happens that it's also the last regular season game. As Hooter makes his way down the line of marching band members, giving each one a high five.
And shout out to the Temple Marching Band. They do a fantastic job here.
Each game.
Each game.
Look, it's their job to be here. They signed up for it, but still, to have that much energy and that much enthusiasm, no matter the score, no matter the weather, it's tough out there. Especially if you're one of the people that are playing like one of those horn instruments and your hands have to be out the whole time, you got to be struggling today.
If you're in the brass section in a cold weather game, hey, more to you, because that cannot be comfortable.
Yeah. They definitely deserve to be honored today on senior day as the camera makes their way. We're looking at them on the big screen here. Truly one of the best marching bands in the country, I think.
100%.
Incredible. Now back to the field. Temple with the ball at the North Texas 37, similar to where they were when they recovered the fumble on the muff punt. Like we said on the previous drive, you need the ball in the end zone. I know it sounds like a broken record, but it's got to happen sooner or later.
Any points at this point would be nice.
Here's Evan Simon with the ball, waiting for the snap. Now he has the snap, dropping back. A quick throw to John Adams. Makes the man miss, and he's pushed out of bounds. Okay. That was a nice game there by John Adams. John Adams, he's a good player. You don't really hear his name much. I feel like he's never on the field as much as you would think he is, but he has instant impact when his name is called.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Evan Simon there, recognizing that the DBs from the Mean Green are backing up and giving their receivers space. You do that comeback route real quick, knowing that they're going to have space to catch that ball, easy passing completion.
A 14-yard gain there for John Adams as the ball is handed off to the outside again. Tyler, I see you putting your hands over your face. That was Tyler Stewart there on the handoff, the freshman wide receiver. What went wrong with that play that got you so frustrated?
Well, again, I'm not seeing these runners. These are receivers a lot of times running the ball today for Temple. They're just not reading the field in front of them. They're cutting back into the coverage or where the blocks are rather than using them to their advantage. It's frustrating.
Yeah, just a lot of little technical aspects there for Temple that just are not clicking, which maybe could have added up to points, not only this drive, but in previous drives as well. As now Simon hands the ball off. Thought maybe he kept it. Was maybe a little RPO there, but decided to hand it off.
So on the first play, you had a comeback route on what was a lot of space given to you by the DBs that worked perfectly.
Yep.
The next two plays, runs that really don't get you anything.
And that was Therese Worthy on the carry. Is that coaching there? It's the play calling, obviously. I know Evan Simon has the ability to call an audible, switch it up, but you find John Adams on a play for 14 yards, and then you do the complete opposite on the next 2 plays.
Yeah, you have to go with what the defense is giving you.
We see Adams back out there again. Or no, that's not Adams, excuse me. As Simon lets it fly, he took a shot to the end zone, thought maybe there was a hold, pass interference maybe. Tried to find, that was Tyler, we saw his name earlier on a run. That is quarterback Tyler Douglas running a route into the end zone trying to catch touchdown pass.
And listen, first of all, starting with the play, Evan Simon, great job stepping up in the pocket. There was pressure from the edges.
It was
Did
nice
a great
throw.
job stepping up. That was a good throw. Tyler, the quarterback, running the route deep down the field up the seam. I don't think he saw the ball.
No, and he did get tripped up. Maybe there was some early contact. Maybe it could have been a pass interference. But now Maddox Trujillo will be out for the field goal. And that is no good.
Wow.
Maddox Trujillo
Kicked it to the left.
To the potential NFL prospect, kicked that ball to the left.
That should have been a gimme for a guy with his talent. I don't know what happened there. It looked like it was a straight line drive, too.
And we have seen it in previous games. I remember earlier in the season in UConn, back in October, made a 60-yard field goal and then missed a little chip shot of about 30 yards. 2 weeks ago against FAU, did have the game-winning field goal, but also missed 2 field goals that he definitely could have made. And now missed that one as well. You see the inconsistency. He's got the leg on him.
Oh, he's
without
got the
a
leg.
doubt.
Yeah.
Just the accuracy there from time to time is not always there. And we said it earlier, every unit for Temple struggling today, the most sure-handed guy on the field couldn't even do his job there on that kick.
Just missed what should have been an easy field goal for him. And like you said, he's got the leg. I mean, the power in his leg enough will get him into an NFL training camp this next year. But you have to stay consistent if you want to stay on the field at the next level.
Temple with the opportunity to be down just 24-6. Well, I say just 24-6. Cut into the deficit, 24-6. We're going to take a quick break. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. You're listening to WHIP Radio on YouTube. Welcome back into WHIP Radio on YouTube. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. Temple struggling on all facets. And a big-time hit by number 4, Elijah Darraville.
Wow. Hey, if that doesn't get your team going, that was a major hit. Lower the shoulder, perfect tackle, nothing you can call there. No reason to throw the flag. That was just a hard hit. Perfectly shoulder to shoulder. Receiver had no chance to hold on to that ball.
No, not even. That was number 21, Kiefer Sibley there, that got hit, as now Morris tries to throw it in the middle of the field, but that ball is dropped. I mean, that hit by Darraville, that was textbook Big time. You don't see that, man. You don't see that much in football. All these new rules, you don't see a hit like that in this current day of football.
You're always expecting a flag or someone talk about like targeting. No, that was perfect.
And you saw the energy from Darragh. Definitely excited. Got to get a jolt somehow.
You have to get some kind of energy infused with this team.
Morris with the ball now, dropping back, floats it up. Really good coverage there. Looking for a flag, and there will not be one.
No, he was looking at the ball. That was good coverage. They were both hand fighting. His head turned to the ball. Great job there by the DB to stay with the receiver down the sideline.
Number 24, Ben Osweke on the coverage there. A big response there for Temple's defense. I mean, that hit started, that hit got it going. Then a drop pass on the previous play, on the following play, and now an incomplete pass.
Yeah, quick 3 and out, 0 yards gained. Great job by Temple's defense there. Give your offense some more time. You're with 5 minutes left in the half to maybe get something more on the board here before going back to the
Temple's defense, we've seen flashes of dominance and flashes of just not being able to stop anything.
Just too inconsistent.
Way too inconsistent. And that is number 89, Tyler Stewart, the freshman out of Gray, Georgia, calling for the fair catch on that punt.
I'm curious if we see Tyler Douglas back out there for some more routes.
So we saw him on the run earlier. Then down 24-3, Evan Simon floats it up. He's the third-string quarterback for this Temple football team.
I don't know. I mean, not that Tyler Douglas doesn't have the athleticism to him, but the redshirt freshman is not the one I expect to see out there on the field today.
It's game number 12. You're fighting for a 4th win. It'll be the first time that they've got more than 3 wins since 2019, which just sounds insane to say, but it is true. We looked it up before the game. You got to, I guess, just trying anything, trying something new. Evan Simon dropping back, has a receiver to his right, misses him, lets it go down the field. John Adams will come down with that ball. A perfect pass by the quarterback, Evan Simon, finds John Adams, who was just honored before the game for Senior Day. The recent scholarship player, got the scholarship during the summer, right before the season.
And that started up front with the O-line, giving Simon the protection he needed, and John Adams had all the time in the world to run across on that deep crossing route.
And here's Joquez Smith with it, breaking free. Is he into the end zone? Oh. It's going to be close. He might have been stopped right at the 1 yard line.
Great job by the O-line out here on just the only 2 plays on this drive. First, giving Simon time to find the deep crosser, and now breaking open a hole for Joquez Smith to get down to the 1 yard line.
So you set it up with the pass, follow it up with the throw. Now Temple has it at the 1 yard line, handing it off, and that'll be a high step into the end zone for number 24, Joquez Smith. And Temple gets their first touchdown of the afternoon.
Fantastic job keeping the Mean Green defense on their heels. You went quick after getting the big plays, exactly what this team has wanted to do all year. You've heard Evan Simon talk about when we hit that big play, we don't want to let the defense get their substitutions in to change their personnel. You keep that offense out there, you go quick, and you just exploit the defense that you saw after the big play. Great job by them there. 3 plays, you get a touchdown on the board.
And Tyler, it was only right that they gave that ball back to Joquez Smith.
100%.
Let him get that touchdown.
He earned it after that big run.
Yeah, and the first player to greet him in the end zone was John Adams, who had the big-time catch on 2 plays before the touchdown to set up those 2 runs by Joquez Smith. This is the Temple offense that you want to see. You take a shot downfield. John Adams, I said it on the previous drive, when he's out there, instant impact. I would have loved to hear his name called more, not only this afternoon, but the entire season. It seems like every time the ball is in his hands, he makes something happen. Now Temple trails 24-10.
Let me get more receivers downfield running routes. Let me get more running backs running the ball. Less quarterbacks doing all of those jobs. This is the Temple team you want to see, though. I mean, on defense, we saw them lay out a huge hit, give the team some energy, cause a couple incompletions, give the ball right back to the Temple offense, who are able to capitalize on a few big plays of their own. We talked about responding to adversity, and they just did that on both sides of the ball after that missed kick where it looked like things were going terrible for Temple. Now, I know you're still down 2 touchdowns, but that's a lot better than what way it was looking to go for this team, down 3.
That is how you follow up a big-time 3 and out from your defense. 24-10, 4:04 to go here in the second quarter. Trujillo did make that field goal, of course, to make it 24-10, that extra point. It'll be a fair catch there on the kickoff by North Texas. Now, got to see if Temple's defense can follow up what they did on that previous time out on the field as they will make their way out. Now, I think you're going to see some urgency here for North Texas. They were up 24-3, felt comfortable. Now only up 2 scores, up by 14. This is the spot where now they're thinking, we got to put the ball in the end zone here to follow that up.
Yeah, Temple gets the ball at the beginning of the second half. So if you're North Texas here, you're right. You got to have a little bit of sense of urgency. Don't let that momentum slip away from you. Get going downfield.
That's going to be a handoff for North Texas.
Yeah, this Temple
and hit hard out of bounds.
Hitting people.
They're hitting people hard, and you can see the emotion by Javier Morton after that hit.
You would have liked to have seen this emotion from the Temple team in the first quarter, but actually it looks like there might be an injured player for the North Texas Mean Green.
That was Porter there on that carry, Shane Porter. Now, there may be an injury here for North Texas, both teams heading over to the sideline. We're going to take a quick break here as they figure this out. Both teams on the sideline. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. You're listening to WHIP Radio on YouTube. Welcome back into WHIP Radio. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. Temple trails 24-10. Finally, showing some life, showing some aggressiveness on the defensive side. Big-time hits all around. As now Chandler Morris rolls to his right, has a receiver, and he's hit hard also. And that'll be a nice little gain, but Temple still sending a message on that big hit. That was number 87 coming down with that catch.
Yeah, good
Brandon
job.
Young Jr.
Good job rallying to the ball after Morris made that pass.
Now Morris handing it off, but stopped immediately by Temple. Just 3 Owls converging on the football and getting that stop. Now it is 4th and 2.
Yeah, I mean, the energy that Temple is showing now, I mean, on the defensive side of the ball, but you can hear their sideline even screaming for them after they make that stop right there. Great job. Mean Green not able to do what they had success with before, where they were running it up the middle. Immediately, it looked like it was one of the D tackles is able to stop that run right away. The rest of the team rallied, didn't let them get any extra yards after contact. Yeah,
that was KJ Miles, DJ Woodbury Sr., and Elijah Darreville on the stops there. As there was a high snap, but brought down by the punter. Called for a fair catch by number 89, Tyler Stewart. He's getting the punt return duties today. He's just a freshman. I don't remember his name being called really at all the entire season on those punts, but just getting some work in today out on the field.
Yeah, and now if you're the Temple offense, you can run a 2-minute drill here with 2.5 minutes left. Go down here, you have all your timeouts. Use the rest of this clock. Get any kind of score. It doesn't have to be a touchdown. Get some more points on the board. You get the ball back at the start of the second half, like we said. Get that momentum, capture that at the end so that you can come into the next half feeling a little bit better about yourself and still in this game.
If you can, at the very least, get 3 points on the board, go into the half, 24-13, ball back, second half.
A very different narrative from what we were thinking about at the beginning of this quarter.
154 total yards for Temple. As now Simon will drop back to throw. Checks it down to the middle of the field, and that will be caught by number 28, Ashton Allen.
And you're throwing the ball downfield now. You're allowing Simon to operate in the pocket and find his receivers actually running their routes.
And Allen is a former track star at USC. If he gets the ball in the open field, it's hard to catch up with him. He can really run. As now Simon going to let that one fly again, and that'll be caught at the 45-yard line. That was number 19, Antonio Jones, with the reception. Temple starting to march downfield.
Yeah, great job again. just simple drop back. You're getting the protection you need. You get an out-breaking route down the intermediate side of the field between the zone coverage. Simon able to find that pretty easily and get the ball to his receiver.
And that's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. Going to take a quick break here for that. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. You're listening to WHIP Radio live on YouTube. Welcome back into WHIP Radio on YouTube. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. Temple trailing 24-10. Finally starting to show some life on both sides of the ball, Tyler. And 2 minutes to go, 24-10, you're down. You get the ball to start the second half. This is a big-time chance right here.
Oh, yeah, this is exactly where you want to be if you're Temple. You're on the right side of the field, 2-minute warning. Get it going quick. Keep doing what you were just doing with Simon, giving him time to operate and find his receivers downfield.
Temple with it at the 44-yard line. Simon faked the handoff, now steps back to throw, lets it fly, and he's got a receiver. That one is caught. Making moves in the middle of the field. That is number 89, Tyler Stewart.
There are Tylers everywhere down the field today. I might have to go down the run route myself.
Yeah, there you go.
That was a great job again by Simon. It was a play action pass, able to spin around, find his guy downfield in the middle. They've had a lot of great job. I mean, look, Mean Green is playing their own shell coverage with their kind, so you're going to have options either in the intermediate area near the sideline or kind of like that deeper area in the middle of the field. And Simon is finding both of those areas this drive with his open receivers.
A 31-yard gain for the freshman wide receiver. As Simon drops back to throw, looking, goes to the end zone. He's got Ashton Allen. And that was almost an incredible catch by Allen, tiptoeing there in the corner of the end zone. Just couldn't come down with a really good coverage there by North Texas.
Yeah, great coverage. Almost made the catch. Looked like he probably would have been out of bounds anyway. Simon probably could have found him a little bit earlier.
Yep.
But either way, great to see that them taking that risk.
That was number 39, Quinton Hammonds there in coverage, the freshman safety out of Allen, Texas. Yeah, Tyler Stewart doing more than just receiving those punts today. We haven't really heard his name all season. Now, a big-time catch on this drive as Simon sends Smith in motion, and he'll keep the football and run to the middle of the field. Evan Simon with a little gain there. Kind of just, I guess, a little QB draw for 3 yards about.
Yeah, sure if that was a designed QB draw up the middle because he didn't have the blockers really set up for it.
And he sent Smith in motion at the last second, and North Texas will take a timeout. 1:11 to go here in the second quarter. Temple Trust 24-10. Tyler, a minute 11 to go. You're down by 14. What kind of plays would you be calling here? Are you running the ball, throwing the ball? What are you doing here on this drive?
Well,
3rd and 7.
They've been very successful throwing the ball. I would do some quick game over the middle. Give yourself an option for a dump-off pass. Don't rely on just a one-read option. Give yourself some options doing what has worked for you well here. Get those quicker guys over the middle.
Temple's offense back out on the field. 1:11 to go, down by 14, 24-10. Simon.
Looks like man coverage.
Simon takes the snap, drops back to throw, rolls to his left, being pressured, has to get rid of it, throws to the back of the end zone. Was it intercepted? Waiting for the referee's signal. North Texas thinks they have it.
Yep.
And that ball was intercepted. There is a flag out on the field. Right now, it's an interception in the end zone for North Texas. Going to wait for the referee's call here.
That's just roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer on North Texas. Temple
catches a break.
Catching a major Simon with a very dangerous ball there.
And that's the 3rd time we've seen him make a throw like that into the end zone where you've got really kind of like double or triple coverage near his defender, but it was a throw he really was kind of forced to make. There was the pressure in his face rolling out to his left. He was either throw it away or try that throw, and when you're down 14, why not?
Trying to make things happen. North Texas, this entire second quarter, very sloppy. 2 fumbles, both recovered by Temple. The interception that was called back because of the roughing the passer. Just 3 really bad plays there for the Mean Green in the second quarter. And now Temple with 1st and goal.
1st and 5.
1st and 5, excuse me.
So now really you only have to get to the 1-yard line. You can give yourself another chance at the end zone.
Simon going to hand it off to Smith. Smith fighting for the end zone. Simon has his hands up, thinks Smith got in.
That may just be a 1st down for them.
The second straight drive where Joquez Smith had stopped at the 1-yard line. Now we're going to see if they can follow it up. It is 2nd and 1, so 3 chances to go 1 yard here for the Owls.
Now, I don't want to pander to the Philadelphia crowd, but we have seen the Temple Owls do the tush push before. Do we maybe see that here with them?
I remember in UConn back in October, they ran that tush push. 3rd down and 4th down, down by 3. Chose not to kick the field goal to tie it, went for the touchdown instead. Fumbled on that 4th down little tush push there. UConn took it all the way back. But I believe that was Tyler Douglas that was running that. You haven't done it yet with Evan Simon. Obviously a much bigger quarterback Simon is. I mean, why not?
It's 2nd and 1, though, so you don't have to do it right away.
No, you could go back to Smith again, like on the last drive.
Yeah.
And he is out on the field.
Quick guy like that, maybe get him off tackle. He looks comfortable going to the left more than to the right.
They might be.
They got an extra. Oh, okay.
They might be setting up for the tush push here. Simon kind of under center. And they run it. And Simon was hit immediately. He thinks he's in, waiting for the referee's signal.
He was upended immediately.
He got spun around mid-air.
Oh, now they're signaling touchdown.
That'll be a touchdown for Evan Simon and the Owls. Looking at the replay here, North Texas actually played it really well. Got a quick hit on Simon, but
he did a great job. He got sent up into the air, upended. He was getting hit near the knees, but he did a great job reaching the ball across the plane.
He kept his knees off of the grass, reached the ball over that goal line, and now Temple down 24-16.
Looks like they're going for 2. Potentially? Oh, no, okay.
So they got a rushing touchdown there on the tush push by Evan Simon and Tyler. Temple's right back into this.
Yeah, fantastic job taking advantage of the mistakes that Mean Green has made here in the second quarter. Something that Mean Green did to them in the first quarter. But now I mean, it's about to potentially be 24 to 17, and you get, like we said, you get the ball back at the beginning of the second half. This has now become a game where at the beginning of the second quarter, we were saying this was getting out of hand.
And the referees are taking a look at it. But Tyler, you said you don't want to pander. Could they go for the touch push? You were exactly right. First play right after you said it.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic job. You mentioned that Evan Simon is the bigger quarterback, a guy you probably trust more to do that with experience, with everything he's done before in his prior college stint at Rutgers. And he did a great job there, staying aware of where the goal line was, even though he got upended, reached the ball across. And yeah, I mean, he's had a fantastic couple drives here, finding his receivers open in the holes in the zone, and now reaching the ball across. This Temple is right back in this game.
And you said that you don't want to see like those design little check down plays. You want to see times where Evan Simon can drop back, go through his progressions, get his reads in, and then make decisions.
Yeah.
And as soon as they started doing that, it worked.
Let your quarterback be that field general, the point guard, right? You can't just, have this tunnel vision where you're giving him only one option where he's forced to make a throw, whether it's good or not. You got to give this guy who you've seen before in previous games, if he has time back there, he can read the defense and get the ball in the hands of who he needs to. And we've seen him do that now the past few drives. It's worked extremely well for them. Officials confirmed the touchdown.
Yep. The referees, after the replay review on the touchdown, confirm that it will be a rushing touchdown for Evan Simon, putting the Owls down 24-16, looking to make it 24-17 after this extra point attempt by Maddox Trujillo.
And think about it, he missed a kick in this game, so it could easily be a 4-point game.
It could be 24-20. Probably should be 24-20.
Of course, he hasn't made the extra point yet, but
yeah, I know we
don't want to jinx him.
Yeah, we like to assume that he's going to make it, but that announcer's jinx is a real thing. You see it all the time.
I do it too often when we're calling the basketball games. Those free throws are a thing of nightmares.
Temple's made 7 straight free throws and they missed 2 in a row.
Yeah. They've had a lot of trouble with free throws this year, and I kind of want to place that solely on WHIP.
The referee's talking now. We see on the scoreboard, on this big screen, it says roughing the passer.
What?
And now they take it down.
I'm not sure what was going on with the refs there.
I think he said the clock is correct. They were looking at the clock to see if the right amount of time was on there. And now finally Trujillo will attempt this extra point.
It's like the third time they try to set up for one.
Temple now with 221 total yards of offense, which, I think they were sitting at about 44 earlier in this second quarter as the extra point is up. And it is good. Temple will be down 24-17 with 56 seconds to go here in this first half. Now, the very, very, very last thing you need is for North Texas to march down the field in 56 seconds.
Yeah, that coverage we talked about, we're keeping everything in front of you. That means more now than it has any other time in the game. Keep everything in front of you. Don't let them get behind you. They have 56 seconds. They're going to have to hunt for that bigger play. Just don't have any mental mistakes. Get off the field, get the ball back at the beginning of the second half.
Now, North Texas does have one timeout, meaning if you're Temple, you got to keep them. You have to keep them on the field. Don't push them out of bounds.
Right.
Keep them. Maybe force them to have throws in the middle of the field. Of course, I would assume that Chandler Morris is going to try to attack the outside of the field so that his receivers can get out of bounds. But if you're Temple's defense, number one priority, keep them in bounds, keep that clock running.
Protect the boundaries. Let your linebacker slide to the ball, and let your safeties backpedal and watch the quarterback.
Maddox Trujillo will kick this ball off for Temple. A complete tale of 2 quarters, completely shifting the game down. Temple was down 24-3. Now 14 unanswered points find themselves down 24-17. A pretty awkward punt or kick there by Trujillo. Not terrible field position here for North Texas.
No, but you at least didn't allow them to have any type of return. Give your defense a chance here to not let them go down 75 yards.
And you think that was the goal there for Trujillo? Kick it up high to give his guys the chance to get down there?
They almost seemed to mimic what Mean Green was doing to them earlier with that high lofted kick, and it almost landed at the same exact spot.
Morris will hand this ball off and stopped quickly by the Owls.
The shift in energy in this game is just so obvious when you're looking at the Temple defense specifically, the way they're flying to the ball.
That was Shane Porter on the carry. Porter with it again, trying to get up the middle of the field, but Temple will bring him down. That looked like number 10, Taekwon King, who came into the game second in the American Athletic Conference in total tackles with 101.
Yeah, King and the rest of these linebackers have been impressive. They're using like a three-man front right now, Temple's defense is, and they're letting the linebackers do the dirty work.
Morris lets that one fly towards the end zone.
Great job.
And there will be no flags. Great coverage.
Great job again by these outside corners for Temple. Anytime there's been a play to be made down the sideline, they've had really good coverage. Staying in phase, shadowing these receivers down the sideline, getting your eyes on the ball, not allowing the ref to get involved. I'm very impressed between Johnson and Osweke.
That was number 24, Ben Osweke, the senior out of Richmond, Texas, who was on the coverage.
And that's a quick 3 and out.
Did your job. There you go. And you get the ball back with 15 seconds, 3 timeouts.
And I imagine you just kneel the ball.
Yeah.
And you go into the locker room a lot happier.
Now, a question for you. Do you kneel it out or do you get risky and try to set up about a 60-yarder for Trujillo?
I mean, me?
You want to see him kick?
I want to see him kneel it down, get out of here. But I also wouldn't blame them for maybe taking a shot downfield.
Yeah, I think it's got to be downfield so that if they do intercept it, there's no chance for a return. The last thing you want is for them to intercept it right here at like the 45, 50-yard line and then put them in a chance for a field goal. But we'll see what Temple does here after this punt.
Good job.
Fair catch. 89, Tyler Stewart on the fair catch, who had a big-time catch 2 drives ago, a gain of 33 yards it was.
Yeah, it's been nice to see Temple get a lot of different names involved today.
31 yards, excuse me, that catch by Tyler Stewart.
Good.
9 seconds to go here. Temple trails 24-17 here in the second quarter.
You can see right away Mean Green are sending all their DBs back in space. Looks like Temple will just kneel the ball.
Yeah, they're going to kneel this one out with 9 seconds to go.
There you go.
Simon takes the kneel. I mean, a complete turnaround. A tale of 2 totally different quarters here. Temple was down 24-3, now down 24-17 as both teams make their way to the locker rooms. But I want to see is there going to be some back and forth here as the teams go back to the locker room. We saw it before the game, saw it during the game. Definitely been chippy.
Looks like no issues though.
No, it looks like
a little talking.
The refs are holding North Texas back.
Might have spoke too soon. The refs had to get involved a little bit there.
Looks like they will head back to the locker room with no incident.
I mean, you like to see the energy.
You definitely like to see it. Temple trailing 24-17 at halftime. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. You're listening to WHIP Radio on YouTube, and we'll have the second half call for you when play resumes. Hello, everyone. Welcome back into WHIP Radio on YouTube. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. The second half just about to get underway here at Lincoln Financial Field on Senior Day. Final game of the regular season. Temple trailing just 24-17 after being down 24-3. Tyler, it was really just a tale of two totally different quarters.
Yeah, I mean, the energy shift was pretty noticeable when you got from the first to the second quarter, where it was looking like you said, it was 24-3 at the beginning of the second, and Temple just looked uninterested in playing football today. But then after a few big hits, a few big plays, your team gets right back into it. Next thing you know, everyone's having fun on the sideline, and you're right back in this game. And I think a lot of it changed when the offense stopped giving them Evan Simon these one-read option plays where everyone's running to the sideline, you just throw it to them, and that's it. Now you're getting more throws into the zone coverage at the correct spots in the holes of the zone, near the intermediate sides of the sideline and deeper into the middle of the field. And now we've seen this offense open up for Temple where even their run game has gotten involved. So Evan Simon has found 8 different receivers today. He's trying to find more, including backup quarterback Tyler Stewart, but we'll see how this team responds.
Yeah, and also some miscues on the North Texas side that have helped. But here's the kickoff returned here by Temple. Tyler Stewart has he's hit hard. I mean, that was a big-time hit at about the 15-yard line. Tyler Stewart getting lit up there right out the gate. Tyler Stewart, a true freshman. Haven't heard his name at all the entire season that I can remember, and he's out there returning. He's returned every single kickoff, every single punt, and he's also had a big-time catch, a 31-yard catch, to help set up a Temple touchdown. So, really helping there.
And now let's see if Temple can keep what they had going on at the end of the second quarter there and add some more points to the board here.
As Simon hands it off there. That was Joquez Smith on the carry.
Quick little 3 yards there, and we saw that they liked to set up that play action in the first half. Had a few big plays actually come off of that, where Evan Simon was able to fake the pass, or fake the run, step back a little bit, have time to find his receivers downfield.
And Maddox Trujillo did miss a pretty easy kick for him in that second quarter. Could very easily be 24-20, probably should be, as Simon finds a receiver in the middle of the field.
And there it is. If these linebackers are going to back up and try to protect the boundaries, you're going to find these guys in the middle of the field like that constantly, and it leads to an easy first down for Temple.
Yeah, that was Jamar Taylor Jr., the freshman wide receiver out of Lakeland, Florida, with that catch there. Simon with Smith to his left, hands it off to Smith. Smith trying to break some tackles, but is eventually brought down by a swarm of North Texas players.
Yeah, North Texas has gone to this 3-man front here where they have 3 down linemen, and they're allowing the linebackers to fill in the other gaps. I mean, that can present a problem for Temple as they don't know which of those linebackers will be that 4th or 5th extra person to come up to try to defend the run. Now, for Temple, it's just going to be get that protection for Simon, continue to get these positive plays.
Simon with it again. He's pressured quickly, gets rid of it, and that ball is caught by number 89, Tyler Stewart. His second catch of the afternoon. Simon had no time there, but did a really good job just staying calm and getting rid of the ball.
Fantastic job knowing where your receiver was, getting the ball out of your hands. That could have even been a bigger play for Temple there if Stewart had broken the tackle. Yeah,
there was nobody behind Stewart if he was able to break free from that tackle, but Temple now 3rd and 4. 12:45 to go here in the third quarter. Temple with 238 total yards of offense, 284 total yards of offense for North Texas. Simon with it, throws it, has a receiver, but it is dropped. That was number 19, Antonio Jones.
We may get another roughing the passer here.
Yeah, there's a flag here on the field, waiting for the referees to call.
There it is, roughing the passer.
The second one of the afternoon for North Texas.
Simon certainly taking some hits today. Kudos to him for staying strong and taking these hits while getting the ball out of his hands.
And I'm sure, as a lot of people know, when the weather's like this, freezing cold, those hits hurt 10 times more.
You feel them a little bit extra, but That is another penalty and another mistake by the Mean Green defense, allowing Temple to get the first down, and now you're in better field possession.
Yeah, they're marching up all the way to the 47-yard line, to the opposing 47-yard line.
A couple of receivers bunched out to the right.
You've got Evert in motion. Simon being pressured. Nice little check down pass to Worthy. Worthy makes a nice move back to the middle of the field. He was rolling out to his right, Worthy was. Saw about 3 or 4 defenders, cut back to the middle, picked up a couple extra yards because of it.
Yeah, good job there by Simon, staying calm, finding your running back to get the quick chunk play, and that makes second down a little bit easier. It's only 3 yards, but a lot better than what it was looked like it was going to be there with a loss of yards.
Yeah, he at the very best would have been stopped back at the line of scrimmage if he kept going that same way, but instead found a way to pick up 3 yards there. And now Temple just finding little ways to march down the field. Maybe trying to set up that big shot that we saw to John Adams earlier in the game.
Well, play action.
And here's Adams open. He's got Adams here, but he doesn't really see him. Tried to get it to James Della Pesca, the single-digit tight end, number 8. He had John Adams there for a while.
He really did. I'm not sure what he was looking at there, if he just didn't get his eyes up, but rolled out to the left and wasn't able to find a receiver.
Now 3rd and 7. Have to get something going. We mentioned it time and time again. Maddox Trujillo has the ability to make a 65-yard field goal. So you're in field goal range pretty much as soon as you cross midfield. Well, you got to get to at least the 40 probably for him. But now here's Simon with the beam pressure, rolls out to his right, finds a receiver, and that will not be enough for a first down. I believe that was Tyler Stewart. It was his 3rd catch of the afternoon.
Looks like the Temple offense may stay on the field for 4th and 5.
Yeah, just a 2-yard
gain. Deliberation.
You got to get them off the field.
Yeah, here comes the kicking unit. Okay. Yeah. Are they?
Now here is that Atten? Yep, there's Dante Atten out on the field.
Didn't want Trujillo to try this. Well, it would have been, what is that, 62-yard?
Yeah, they're at the 42. So what? Yeah, is it 17 yards?
I don't hate the decision.
Yeah.
It's a 7-point game. Get the defense out there. Hopefully your punter can pin them down here. Get your defense out there.
And the defense looks like a totally different defense the past couple drives, so you put your trust in them.
Yeah.
But the last thing you want is to not get that first down and then give them great field position.
Fantastic
and perfect punt by Dante Atten. That's going to be down at what, the 2-yard line? Maybe the 3?
That
was textbook.
Yeah, that was perfect by the punter there.
A perfect punt there by Dante Atten. We're going to ignore the roughing the passer sign up on the big screen again. Obviously, could not be roughing the passer. But a perfect punt there by Dante Atten. North Texas will have the ball at their own 3-yard line. Temple trails 24-17. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. We'll be back in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Welcome back into WHIP Radio on YouTube. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship here at Lincoln Financial Field. Temple trails 24-17 after a perfect punt by Dante Atton, backing North Texas up to their own 3-yard line, to where Chandler Morris is going to have to receive the ball in his own end zone. And he throws that one over to the right side of the field. That was caught by number 13, Miles Coleman out of Austin, Texas, the freshman.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do if you're the Mean Green offense. Get the ball off your hands quickly, get some extra yardage so you're not backed up into your own end zone.
And that was a gain of 7 yards before Andres Keaton, the single-digit safety, came out and pushed Coleman out of bounds. Now a handoff for North Texas, and a swarm of Temple players having a tough time getting them down, but finally do. That was number 38, the running back, Mackenzie McGill II, who has 2 touchdowns in this game.
And that was Mean Green again using an extra blocker who they sent in motion from the slot. It was a tight end. Your running back follows them, gets some easy yardage.
Chandler Morris with yet another handoff.
Oh.
And McGill lowered his shoulder and was brought down, but that was a big hit. Just drove, I believe that was Javier Morton, right into the grass.
They're making him
Ooh,
come off the field because his helmet came halfway off on the
it
hit.
did come off. He bent in a way that you probably shouldn't bend.
Yeah.
That was big, yeah.
These teams are hitting each other, though, both sides of the ball.
They don't really like each other.
I don't think so.
Which I didn't know the Temple North Texas rivalry was that strong. Another handoff for North Texas, and Temple stops them quickly. Might even be a loss there.
You know what? I can respect that. I'm not the biggest fan of North Texas either. So
there you go.
The region. So
Yeah.
when you name your school after it.
Yeah, no, they're taking up a lot of room out there. That was a loss of 1. We came into the game saying, no, Chandler Morris, 4th in the country in total passing yards. Not much this afternoon. He's got less than 100 passing yards on the afternoon. And a handoff there, and another big run for North Texas. That's number 31, Shane Porter.
Well, when you can run it like this against the Temple defense, like most teams have this season, you can understand why their passing offense hasn't been doing too much.
Excuse me, that was number 21, Kiefer Sibley on the run. Not number 31, but yeah, I mean, 300 total yards on the afternoon for North Texas, but over 200 rushing yards. They had exactly 200 in the first half, so running all over the field when they hand that ball off.
Of course, a lot of that yardage coming off of 2 big plays.
Yep.
Oh.
There is another handoff for Sibley, but will be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That was number 3, Trey Thomas.
Great job getting penetration immediately. Looked like he almost was unblocked there, getting to the running back, knocking him down for a loss of yardage. 2nd and 12 now.
Trey Thomas, the single-digit defensive lineman, getting that stop there. Now here's Morris with it, dropping back, now rolling to his left, decides to keep it. He's got to run, trying to get to the sideline, and he does. But of course, it was 2nd and 12. That won't be enough for a first down.
Yeah, great job by the Temple DBs there, blanketing the receivers, not letting them get any separation, forcing Morris to run outside the pocket.
A gain of 6 yards for Morris. And you mentioned it, a lot of those rushing yards coming off of 2 big plays. A 51-yard rushing touchdown for Mackenzie McGill II, so that's a huge chunk there for him. Morris with it, back by himself. Little floating pass, but that will certainly not be enough for a first down. That was number 10, Tyquan King, on the stop. One of the best tacklers in the entire conference.
And it's just see ball, get ball for King. He seems to be at the right spot every time. That was a quick pass out to the left, but he was immediately there. Nothing after the catch. And now the Mean Green punting unit is back out on the field.
Yeah, that was Blair Conwright on the catch, the senior wide receiver out of Lubbock, Texas. Met by King immediately. Now North Texas forced to punt, and again, Temple's defense holding strong these last couple drives.
Yeah, fantastic job rallying to the ball, making these tackles, not letting anything get behind you.
And a fair catch called once again by number 89, Tyler Stewart, out there for yet another punt. A lot of punts this afternoon.
A lot.
A lot.
These kickers' legs aren't getting cold, that's for sure.
at halftime, we were looking at the stats at halftime. On third down, North Texas was 3 for 10 in that first half. Temple 0 for 8. Just obviously, the key in that first half was to not get to third down. You got to get that first down on your first or second down, because if it's third down, you're probably not going to get that first. Just really, really sloppy on both sides.
Yeah, it just goes to show that a lot of the big plays that were happening were those early downs, and we did see Temple go for it on a fourth down. And the Mean Green offense will go for it on fourth down more than any other team in the country. They convert on about an 80% rate.
Evan Simon was under center, gave the handoff to, I think that was number 14, Tyler Douglas. It was. There he is, the third-string quarterback. That was a nice run there. A gain
it was a nice
of
run.
9 yards.
Bounced off the middle, broke a couple tackles.
I mean,
fell forward.
A little Taysom Hill action out there for Tyler Douglas. Here's Simon with it now. He's keeping it. Decides to scramble and slides. Nice little textbook baseball slide there, making sure he doesn't get hit with the hard contact.
He got just enough for the first down, got down smartly. Keep the drive going. You get back to the ball quickly. Here they go.
Simon with a running back to his right. Hands it off, and when I say running back, I mean Tyler Douglas, who gets the ball again, and he's met at, it looks like the line of scrimmage. He might have got a yard on that run. He did. It's now 2nd and 9.
Very interesting that we're seeing a lot of names we weren't expecting to call out on the field today getting involved in the offense.
You got a guy in Therese Worthy who's proved himself the last couple weeks, and Tyler Douglas is getting the ball over him on the handoffs, but I don't know, and he's still out on the field. Lined up to the left of Simon. I don't know. Maybe they want to set up a trick play. A little pitch and have Douglas throw eventually. Not now. And a nice throw by Simon over there to the right side. That was number 28, Ashton Allen.
Well, while I understand you want to give the defense some different looks with a third-string quarterback out there running some of these plays, you're only getting about 1 yard a pop on average with them when he does run the ball. So
he's coming off the field now, and Joe Coy Smith is making his way. I was thinking, I don't know, maybe they were setting up a little, I don't know, a little trick play where you pitch it to Douglas, and he's got the quarterback experience. Obviously, he makes a big throw, but
you've only got a quarter and 5 minutes left to pull off that trick play you might be setting up. So
and with the afternoon both teams have had, that's a lot to ask for. Simon dropping back, getting pressured, and he'll be brought down. That is number 9, Jake Shipley, with the sack. The senior defensive lineman out of Indio, California, brought Simon down and will now force Temple to bring out Dante Atten for the punt.
Yeah, a huge sack for the Mean Green defense there on third down to force the punting unit for Temple to come out. Great job. It seemed like they overloaded the right side of Temple's O-line, brought the pressure. When you bring that many people on the one side of the ball, one of them seems like it's always going to break free.
Yeah.
So Simon wasn't even able to have room to step up there in the pocket. Just had to take the sack.
For what seems like the 20th time of the afternoon, Dante Atten is out to punt the football. A low line drive punt, and caught at about the 33-yard line and brought down immediately by Temple. That was number 89, Tyler Stewart. So Tyler Stewart, Tyler, it must be the name.
Yeah,
there you go. I mean, he's catching punts. He's having big catches. I believe he has 3 on the afternoon, and then gets a tackle on a punt return. So he's doing everything out there. Very well-rounded afternoon for the freshman, Tyler Stewart.
Yeah, maybe showing what he can bring in the following seasons for this team.
And both teams getting ready here. The referees are at the middle of the field just talking things out. Both teams on their sideline in their huddle. Tyler, if you're Temple on defense, I know we talked about the intensity has really increased. I mean, what have they done? Is there anything you've seen differently from the first quarter on, like any schematic things they were doing differently from the first quarter to now that have caused this success?
Well, to me, it looks like they're just playing more physical. On the outside, their corners are pressing up and staying more in contact with the receivers as they try to get downfield. The linebackers are flying around, keeping everything in front of them and rallying to the ball. And the D-line is actually shutting down some of these holes that they're trying to create. Mean Green have had to go back to using those extra blockers that they bring in from the motion on the slots. So, I mean, if they can keep getting that success with their four down front, and to have the linebackers be able to operate and fly around to the ball. And that's a winning formula for Temple, not just this year, but in previous seasons as well. We've seen that their linebackers can really be the engine of their defense. And today, that's been pretty true from the second quarter on.
And it really started with that big-time hit by Elijah Darraville, the single-digit cornerback, number 4. He's a graduate player out of Miami, Florida. I mean, he had a big-time hit. Just,
and we mentioned
that
could be that could wake your team up, and it seemed like it did.
Yeah.
That's like when you're watching those basketball games and the team's down a little bit, you get that huge dunk, and the team gets excited.
Yeah,
Since then, the energy has shifted.
And I believe it was Kiefer Sibley that he hit on that play, number 21. And, I mean, a complete turnaround is now we're going to see Temple back out on the field. The offense has stalled out so far in this third quarter, but the defense holding true, keeping it a one-score game. And we mentioned it before, really should be a 24-20 game.
Should be. Yeah, you have a future NFL prospect with your kicker who missed what should have been an easy kick.
Yep. 52 plays run by North Texas to 51 for Temple. 322 yards for North Texas, 250 for Temple. As Morris will step back to throw. Lets it go in the middle of the field, and great coverage. And there he is again, number 20, Jamel Johnson.
I've been really impressed with him today. No matter what the routes have ran against him, whether it be down the sideline, in the middle of the field, he is staying in phase with these receivers. Doing a great job of locking them down and forced another incompletion there.
A really good afternoon by not just him, the entire secondary.
Oh, yeah.
I know they run the ball a lot, but Chandler Morris has really been kept in check. And now he tries to throw kind of to the back shoulder of number 8, Damon Ward Jr., but just not able to come down with it. Might have got away with a push-off there.
Yeah, maybe, but that was Johnson again, staying in his face the entire time, using your hands, not allowing the receiver to be comfortable. I mean, he is just locking down people today. It's been
doesn't matter who it is. It is now 3rd and 10. Ball on the North Texas 32-yard line, 3:49 to go in this third quarter. Temple trails 24-17. Morris takes the snap, surveying the field, steps up in the middle. Now will scramble, makes one man miss, and got enough for that first down. That was a really, really shifty run there by the quarterback, Chandler Morris, the junior out of Highland Park, Texas.
It was able to avoid Darraville, though, who we were giving props to not too long ago for laying a big hit. Well, he got outran there by the quarterback who found the sticks and got out of bounds.
And that's really unfortunate for Temple. 3rd and 10, and you let the quarterback run for that first down.
That can be a backbreaker on some of these drives.
Morris with it again, stepping back, lets it fly down the sideline. He's got a man.
Oh.
Looks like it might have been caught, but that ball was incomplete.
There's Johnson in his face, letting the receiver know, I'm here, as he has been all day.
You had Johnson and Morton on coverage. Morton showing a lot of emotion.
That almost could have been a pick.
It could have been. That was Morton and Johnson both converged on that football and making sure it was not complete.
These deep sideline shots are just not happening for Mean Green. And there's the extra.
A big-time hit at the line of scrimmage by Temple.
And that is exactly what we were calling for earlier in the game. They bring the extra blocking in from the slot. It was a tight end to bring in extra help to the O-line. But the linebackers immediately saw that, shot the gap right there, stopped the run behind the line of scrimmage. Fantastic job by the defense.
And that was Mackenzie McGill II on that run who was hit hard.
If they're going to keep bringing that extra blocker in, you got to use him as a tell at times.
Have to. They have it's 3rd down now. Looking at the 3rd down stats for the game, North Texas 5 for 13 on the afternoon. Temple 0 for 10.
Jeez.
Morris trying to get Temple to jump off sides there with that.
You got 2 stacks with the
clap.
Receivers on the outside and 3-man front.
DJ Woodbury lined up kind of in coverage a little bit. And that ball is checked down to, a big hit out of bounds. That was D.T. Sheffield on the catch, and a huge hit. And now we got words on the sideline from both teams.
Oh, yeah. The Swerke, the corner, the D lineman, everybody is letting the Mean Green sideline know how nice of a hit that was.
That was Taekwon King. We heard his name, obviously one of the best tacklers in the entire conference. Big-time hit there. And then number 24, Ben Osweke, came out and was letting North Texas hear it.
Yeah, the Mean Green offense there on that play, they had 2 receiver sets on both sides with a stack, threw it to the right side. They had a blocker out in front for it, and really the initial blocker wasn't able to hold, and then the help got there eventually as they pushed him to the sideline and laid a huge hit on him.
Yeah, it's no guarantee that a receiver is going to be able to block DJ Woodbury Sr.
I wouldn't put my money on Woodbury Sr. about 9 times out of 10 if a receiver's blocking him. But you have to be like Calvin Johnson size to stop a guy like that.
There was no way that was going to work there. But North Texas forced a punt. Temple's defense once again holding strong. We're going to go to a quick break. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. You're listening to WHIP Radio on YouTube. Welcome back into WHIP Radio, live on YouTube. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. Temple's defense forcing another North Texas punt. Now it's time for the Owls offense to respond, Tyler.
Yeah, you weren't able to get anything going too much on the first drive. I want to see them go back to what was working for them in the second quarter, where they allowed Simon to step back with his 3-step drop and find receivers down the field in the middle and in the whole shot areas on the sideline. See if they can get more of that going here for them. I know they want to set the run game for the play action. That's worked well for them, but 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. You're down by 7. See if you can get some first downs.
Simon with the snap. Tyler Douglas going out. And Simon makes a nice throw there on the right sideline.
Great catch by John
That was
Adams.
number 17, John Adams. Simon kind of following Tyler Douglas as sort of a lead blocker there and used him to find John Adams.
Man, you said the Taysom Hill thing earlier, almost like tongue-in-cheek, but
yeah,
he really is playing that role out here, doing everything as a utility back almost for the Temple Owls. Did not expect that from the third-string quarterback today.
And that was a nice contested catch there by John Adams.
It really was. There he goes again in motion.
Evan Simon has the ball. A little pitch to Tyler Douglas on the left side. Douglas found some space. Got a decent gain, not too much, but still trying to get him worked in. That was a gain of 4 yards for the third-string quarterback.
Starting to think maybe Temple was just like, you know what, it's our last game. We're not bowl eligible. Why don't we get some of these guys playing time who didn't get to play too much earlier this year? You got to respect it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to just throw out as much as you can.
Plus, they're making it a game.
Yeah. James Della Pesca in motion. The handoff to Douglas. A nice little cut. That was a nice cut there by Tyler Douglas.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's just we got a third-string running back out here making jump cuts.
He looks good.
Getting positive yardage.
He's got more time than Antoine Littleton.
I mean, if you scout running backs, this is stuff you like to see. The quick jump cut.
Yeah.
You're falling forward with contact. You're not going backwards. It's 3rd and 3, and he's been a big part of both of the plays.
And he's going out there for potential touchdown passes in the end zone. We saw it in the first half.
If he had caught that, he'd be a local hero by now.
Speaking of passes, we haven't saw Dante Wright. I wonder if he got hurt. We haven't seen him
Not at all.
at all in the entire game. He was out for senior day.
He had his pads on.
He came out full uniform for senior day.
Curious to see.
And that's a handoff for Temple. I thought maybe North Texas was signaling fumble, but I think they were just saying it's 4th down with their hands up. Thought they were trying to say they had the ball. That was Douglas on the run again.
Temple looks like
4th
they're
and
going
2.
Third
The end of the third quarter here. Wonder if maybe Temple was going to try to get North Texas to jump off sides with some hard counts there. But we're going to have to wait until this break. Temple trailing 24-17 after 3 quarters. 4th and 2. The Everett Withers has a decision to make. Is he going to punt it or keep his offense out there down 7 heading into the 4th quarter? I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. You're listening to WHIP Radio on YouTube. Welcome back into WHIP Radio live on YouTube. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. Temple trailing 24-17. And it looks like they're going to keep their offense on the field here. 4th and 2 at their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's the last quarter of the season. Why not be aggressive? Go for it here.
And I wonder if they're going to try to get North Texas to jump offside with some hard counts, or...
well,
I think they're
almost in an alignment like they're going to do a quarterback sneak here as well.
Yeah, Simon exaggerating his cadence, trying to get North Texas to jump off sides, and it looks like they're not going to bite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think down by 7, considering how good your defense has been playing, Everett Withers just trying to play it safe there.
Mean Green sideline, very excited that they did not jump off sides.
You got a bunch of guys on the field coming out. I mean, it's a lot of the defensive guys coming out, but they were celebrating the entire sideline.
Hey,
and now got to see if Temple's defense can keep it rolling.
Be hyped for your team. So
Dante Adden
both
out
teams
again.
holding each other to 0 points in the third quarter there.
Yeah.
After we saw an explosion in the second quarter.
Which makes me think if we're going to see the complete opposite this quarter, there's might be a big play waiting to happen.
Maybe
as Adden lets that high punt go.
Ooh.
That was a really good adjustment
He almost got hit
in
by
the
his
air
own
there.
teammate there. Yeah.
He did. That was a really good adjustment on that punt. And by number 13, Miles Coleman, he called for the fair catch. Now North Texas and Chandler Morris will head back out to the field.
We'll start at their own 31-yard line here. We'll see if the Temple defense can continue doing what they have done for really now most of the game and get a stop here. Besides a slow start in the first quarter, the Temple defense has really woken up.
Just 95 passing yards on the day for Morris, who came in the 4th best passer in the country in terms of total yards, and he lets that one fly. Middle of the field, caught by number 10, DT Sheffield, makes a couple men miss before finally kind of slipping down there at about the opposing 40-yard line. Just as I said, he hasn't done much through the air. He gets that one to go. A big-time gain there by Morris and Sheffield.
Yeah, links up with his lead receiver, open in the middle of the field there. He's able to make a few people miss, get some extra yardage. Now they're already in Temple's side of the field.
That could be a killer here for Temple as now they hand it off to number 21, and that is, he makes a couple men miss before finally being brought down. That was number 21, Kiefer Sibley, out of Waco, Texas. He's a freshman.
Great contact balance by him, staying up on his feet despite the hits that he was receiving.
So now we wondered if Temple's defense could continue to hold throughout. The offense not able to capitalize from it. And now, unfortunately, it looks like the Temple defense starting to stagger a little bit.
The success that Mean Green has had on the ground, maybe it's starting to wear down the Temple defense.
Here's Morris with it. Rolls, and that was a really good play there by DeJuan Black. Kind of read the eyes of Chandler Morris there, knew where he was going to go with it, jumped up and batted that ball down there right at the line of scrimmage.
Really kind of saved a big play there. You had two different players running at Morris when he rolled out there. Usually you want one of your guys to stay plastered to the receiver that's rolling out with him, but they both chased and they were lucky to get that knockdown. Wow.
And that'll be a big time hit there by Temple. Tyquan King celebrating. And we hear his name all season. And he was able to bring him down.
Again today, great job by him getting to the backfield, stopping the running back immediately. And again, some extracurricular activity going on after the play.
He was able to bring Sibley down in no time, and now Chandler Morris is still in the field. I don't know.
Looks like they're trying to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you got to kick the field goal here, right? Go up 2 scores.
Looks like they
4th and 4.
Looks like they want to try to put this game away now.
We see Tyquan King on the screen. He's trying to pump up the crowd. He wants them to go for it. He's confident they're going to get the stop.
I mentioned before that this team goes for 4th more than any other team in the country. They have about an 80% conversion rate.
Here's Morris with Sibley to his left. And he takes the snap. They are going for it. Steps back, rolls to his right, and that is an incomplete pass.
Wow.
Chandler Morris was trying to find Nick Rempert, but just didn't get enough on it. A great defensive stand there by Temple.
Oh, and looks like some more fighting.
Some more
going
fighting
on.
there. This is football here, Tyler.
Oh yeah, these guys, they all want it. It's great to see that Temple, given the position that they're at in this season, they're still putting up this much of a fight to a team that called this game their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that was I am questioning. I don't know what Mean Green was looking for on that 4th down call. You rolled your quarterback out, and again, it was the boundary corners for Temple giving 0 space for their receivers. And Morris had to throw off of his back foot, wasn't able to find receiver, shorted it. And now Temple, they stopped them on 4th down to come out here with a chance to potentially go down and tie the game.
And it looked like that was number 42, Zaleel Powell, on the coverage out of Jersey City, New Jersey. Zaleel Powell, a redshirt freshman. I mean,
we're calling a lot of freshman names
we
today.
A lot of, and I do love to see that because it sets you up for the future. It's nice to know a lot of freshmen, they got a lot of years to go. As we were looking at that Elijah Darrival hit on the screen, kind of recapping the game. But yeah, like it's nice to have those freshmen step up, especially in a game like this.
Oh yeah.
Where I know obviously you want to win every game. In terms of bowl games and continuing the season, not much to play for. But these guys are trying to prove themselves to their coaches.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is like maybe you think a lot of these freshmen are getting playing time because it's the last game of the season, but I also still question if something's going on with Dante Wright because he is your best player on offense. He's had a great connection with Evan Simon throughout the season, so.
One of the best receivers in the conference, stat-wise.
Yeah, you would think he'd be out there if he was able to, so. I mean, a great job by these freshmen then stepping up in his place.
And Temple's defense looked like they were starting to get worn down a little bit, but stepped up when they were needed most. Now, Evan Simon has got to lead his offense out in the field. I don't know. They've been running a lot of runs to Tyler Douglas, but I want to see, you said those design plays don't always work. As soon as Evan Simon went kind of like that old school quarterback style of play, dropped back, surveyed the field, they started putting points on the board easy.
Yeah, allow your quarterback to actually distribute the ball and read the defense rather than forcing him to make these design throws to the outside where the Mean Green were able to rally and tackle them either at or behind the line of scrimmage.
And that goes into the play calling of Temple. I mean, over there on the sideline, I don't know why you would shy away from what got you back in this game, but just,
I'm not sure if they were just maybe trying to get an easy play and try to cheat the Mean Green defense, but it wasn't working in the beginning. I'm glad to see for the most part that they went away from that. Temple's offense did. And they've had a lot more success since then. We'll see how they do here in the 4th quarter.
Here's Evan Simon. Two guys on each, it's the guy on each side of him. Hands it off. It's number 89, Tyler Stewart. Stewart trying to work to the outside, but looks like he lost a yard. At the very best, he got back to the line of scrimmage, but I don't think he did.
Again, Temple offense going horizontal. It just hasn't been working for them. Doing these throws and these runs to the outside near the line of scrimmage, you need to keep passing downfield. It's what's been working for you. Don't go away from the hot hand.
Tyler, they simply don't have the blocking on the outside to run those plays. I mean, you have Joe Quay Smith out there as the lead blocker. It's not going to work.
Yeah, that's not the recipe for success.
Simon, little fake handoff to Smith. He's pressured quickly. Tries to dump it to Smith, but Smith had his back turned. Simon really with no choice there but to let it go.
And now you're at 3rd and 12 because you went horizontal in the first play and it didn't work out for you. And then your running back wasn't even looking for the ball when Simon threw it to him on the second play.
If you're Temple, I don't know, maybe try to work something to the middle of the field. Big pass, let Simon use that arm.
Just got to give him a few seconds.
Yeah, well, and it starts with the offensive line. He needs time to be able to drop back and make those throws. Here Simon is. He has some more time. He had John Adams wide open.
There was some miscommunication there from your two inside receivers. They almost ran into each other in the middle of the field. You saw them looking at each other. I don't think they knew what route the other was running because they were shoulder to shoulder. Simon was forced to make the wrong throw there.
Yeah, and Adams, if he was able to make that catch, which it would have been a spectacular catch, probably would have got that first down. If not, would have been maybe a yard or two away. But, I mean, the miscommunication there, killer.
Yeah, that cannot happen in that situation on 3rd and 12. Your receivers have to know what they're running.
And if you're Temple's defense, you got to be like, come on, we get the stop again. And now another 3 and out, we got to go back out there?
Yeah.
And the fair catch called by North Texas.
That's a couple opportunities now wasted by the Temple offense where the defense has bailed them out.
That was number 13, Miles Coleman there on that fair catch. As the Mean Green offense and the Owls defense will make their way to the field.
Mean Green obviously looking to score. They went for a 4th down last drive. They really want to put this game away, but you also have to think they might want to get the run game going. to get this clock going down, as they look like they have some miscommunication going on here.
Yeah, that fourth down play really laid all their cards on the table. Let Temple know exactly what they were trying to do. They want this ball in the end zone. They're not settling for a field goal.
Yeah, looks like they just took
She
a play
dumps
out
it
of
off
the
to
Temple
Coleman.
playbook.
Another big-time hit by Elijah Darraville, meeting Coleman right at the gate.
You might want to stop throwing these balls to your receivers at the line of scrimmage when Elijah Darraville's there.
I mean, that's 2 huge hits by Darraville, showing the emotion, too.
Loss of yardage there.
A loss of 2 yards for North Texas. Here's Coleman stepping back. It hit the referee in the head, and I think it was caught.
You've got to be kidding me.
That ball
I don't know
hit
if I've
the
seen that for
referee.
a long time.
I don't know if I've ever seen that ever.
The referee gets knocked off the dome by the football there. It bounces in the air, and a Mean Green offensive player catches it.
It hit the referee in the head. He got knocked over by a Temple defender. I couldn't see who it was, but then it ended up being caught by Dallas Dudley on North Texas.
Talk about the ball rolling your way.
I mean,
That was like a tip drill off of the ref's head.
that's incredible.
He lost his hat and everything.
And then they hand the ball off to number 38, Mackenzie McGill II, on the following play, a gain of 5 yards.
That can't have felt good for the ref.
What a run! Oh my gosh!
Gosh.
I couldn't see who he got hit by, but regardless, that still hurts.
I'm stuck on that. Let's move on to the next.
And then a handoff by North Texas, and stopped by Javier Morton.
Now you got 3rd and 7 for the Temple defense. Hopefully the ref stays out of this play and we're able to get a 3rd down stop.
He handed that ball off to Sean Wera, the junior running back out of Frisco, Texas, and he was stopped by Javier Morton. 3rd and 7. Both teams struggling on 3rd down this afternoon. Can Temple continue that trend? Thought maybe they jumped off sides, and they let that one fly, and a perfect sideline toe tap catch there by Nick Rempert, excuse me.
Yeah, that was a great throw and catch. Good adjustment by the receiver there. The defender was in the right spot. Just a great throw and adjustment to the ball.
And that was actually number 0, Blair Conwright. I think DeJuan Black thought he jumped off sides, was looking back at the ref, gave Morris some time to throw, floated that ball off to the sideline, and Conwright with textbook toe tap there. And of course, in college, you only need 1 foot anyway.
Yeah.
But he did get both in. Morris letting that one fly, has a man. And was that Jamel Johnson in coverage once again?
Jamel Johnson again. He lost the ball for a second, but he was so in phase with the receiver. He was able to turn around in time to break up the play.
Jamel Johnson was out there in coverage against Damon Ward Jr. and forced that incompletion. What a game he's having.
Yeah, he's showing some really good stuff on tape here. I don't think he's allowed any separation today. Hopefully I didn't just curse him.
The announcer's jinx now. North Texas touchdown will be on the following play. 2nd and 10 here for North Texas. 9:08 to go in the 4th quarter. A little pitch. Ooh, 2. That was a little pitch to number 13, Miles Coleman.
Oof.
And he trucked his own player before he was finally brought down.
He laid the hit on his own
We're
guy.
looking at he lowered his shoulder on his own lead blocker.
Knocked him off his feet for a second, but
I believe it was Tipton that he hit, Barron Tipton.
it was a 7-yard run. Now it's
And
3rd down again.
A physical 7-yard run. Now 3rd and 3 for Temple. What can they do here?
They've been using a 3 down front a lot. You need to cover these gaps up because they might try and run to the outside again. We'll see if they use an extra blocker. They've got 2 backs in the backfield right now.
And
one sets out motion.
And Conrad has a 1-on-1 matchup, but they will go to the other side. A nice throw and catch there to the right side of the field. A really well-designed play there.
Yeah, they got the
North
motion
Texas.
man out to the boundary. They faked the left outside zone run. They had an open motion man to the right side. Wide open with some speed already with him going on the run. Now it's 1st down in the red zone for the Mean Green offense.
And that was number 88, Xavier Catal, with that catch. Now the ball on the Temple 14-yard line.
This is a stop you need to have here in the red zone.
Yeah, Temple in a dangerous territory here. Even if North Texas does settle for that field goal, we'll make it a 2-score game. Morris dumps it off. to number 10, DT Sheffield, and he is brought down by a combination of Andres Keaton and DJ Woodbury.
And some more talking after the play. But that was another play action pass. You're faking the outside run, and this time the motion man ran to the side of the fake.
This might be the most intensity I've seen from Temple the entire season. They're talking every play.
Which is an unfortunate statement.
That it came so late, I know. But
empty backfield here.
Here we go, Marsh.
Quick pass with the motion man again.
Marsh back there all alone. He will step back to throw a quick little screen pass and a nice catch and a nice little gain as well.
They've done this a lot this drive. They get a motion man set up. They bring someone else in for a quick pass in the middle of the field.
That was we've heard Miles Coleman's name called a lot these past couple drives. And that was a nice little catch there for him as well. Now the ball on the Temple 7-yard line. Clock ticking down, 6 minutes and 32 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. Temple, really, they need a turnover. They need to force a turnover here.
They really do. Another motion.
Yet another motion. That's Blair Conright in motion. Marsh. Oh, a big-time hit. That was DeJuan Black.
Wow.
Wasting no time. And showing the emotion there after that hit.
He didn't fall for it that time. He knew exactly where the ball was going. To the running back. Was in the face, knocking him square on his back the moment he got the handoff.
That was Mackenzie McGill II on the handoff, absorbing the big hit. DeJuan Black, he's a really good player. I mean, they got some good guys out there. Between King, Woodbury Sr., and Black, they got some really good guys out on the field.
Yeah, great third down stop for him there, getting the perfect tackle. And now it's a field goal attempt for the Mean Green to make this a 10-point game.
The kick is up. And it is off the post, no good.
Wow, it looked awkward coming off of his foot. Hits the upright on the right side.
You said it, Tyler. It looked like maybe it was tipped. The ball spinning, taking a really weird spin off his foot and hit off that right upright and no good.
And it's not exactly a turnover, but we'll call that a turnover on downs for the Temple defense.
Keeping it a one-score game, 24-17.
Wow, that ball
I don't think it was tipped. He just missed it.
He just missed it. It just went right on him.
I mean, This Temple defense. I mean, look, we said, I know he just missed that, but still, to be able to force that in that situation,
you
keep it a
stop them in the red
game.
zone from scoring. Now your offense has a chance here from their own 20-yard line to go down the field and again have a chance to tie this game up with 5.5 left in the game.
Off the right upright, and this is where that Maddox Trujillo field goal earlier in the game that he missed is huge. I mean, 24-20 and touchdown will put you ahead, but leave the past in the past. You're down by 7. You can make it happen right here. 5:32 to go. Maybe that's why on the previous drive, North Texas went for it on fourth down. Maybe not a whole lot of confidence in the kicking game there.
I mean, North Texas basically hasn't scored. I mean, basically since the beginning of the second quarter, it's been almost a whole 3 quarters since Texas has scored. So great job by Temple defense keeping their team in the game here.
You could hear that off the post. I'm up here, right off the upright. I mean, we're up here in the booth.
It was almost horizontal in it too. That ball really came off his foot awkward.
And you said, and I noticed it too. Like as soon as he kicked it, that ball was spinning very, very weirdly.
I don't think you could blame that on the wind either. That was just weird.
But that was just a really big kick. Now Temple, Evan Simon, they're going to make their way back out on the field. What do you want to see from them? I know we keep saying, throw to the middle of the field, let him go. But you know, let's focus on the defense. We keep talking about the offense, what they need to do. What has this Temple defense done? Starts with the intensity, the big time hits. Obviously, that missed field goal there, which would have put North Texas up by 10. Just this defense is looking elite these last 3 quarters.
Well, I think it started on the back end where your DBs are playing exactly how you would want them to play against a team like this that likes to throw it deep. We've mentioned how good of a thrower that Morris is, being 4th in the nation in total passing yards. The DBs have stayed in phase on the boundary. Your safeties are getting back, not allowing anything to get past them. That's allowing your linebackers to play a lot more freer, covering up things in the middle of the field, but also helping the D-line out. They played with a 3-down line front with a 3 defensive linemen. And that's allowed your linebackers to pick and choose when they're shooting the gaps, cover the middle of the field, not allow any big run plays, and to get after the quarterback. They need that has allowed them to get these bigger stops to keep the Mean Green Texas from scoring as much as they were in the first half. And now they've set up their team once again with an opportunity to score on offense to tie this game up.
Temple now with the ball on their own 20-yard line. North Texas with 438 total yards of offense, but nothing to show for it really for the last 2.5 quarters or so.
I think they've got less than 100 passing yards in this half right
Yeah.
now. I mean, fantastic job by the Temple defense slowing down at what was a really good passing offense.
I mean, Temple has 268 total yards, and they're 1 score down. As Simon fakes the handoff, goes to the middle of the field. He's got a receiver. That one is caught. And he's finally dragged out of bounds. That was number 89.
Tyler Stewart.
Tyler Stewart, once again.
Man, this
The
freshman
freshman.
has been very impressive today. And that is the Temple offense bread and butter that's worked for them today. You get a play action set up, your O-line protects you, gives you a little extra time.
Yep.
You find a guy over the middle of the field who's able to get you some extra yardage after the catch.
When that offensive line can stand tough and give Simon some time, it gives
Yeah.
him the opportunity to find guys in the middle of the field. And you also need time to run around, of course, if you're a receiver. As now they hand it off to Tyler Douglas. Oh, he breaks the tackle, but he gets him again. So, Tyler, I'm just going to let you take over. I see how frustrated you are right now.
Just the outside runs are not working, and they keep going back to it with their third-string quarterback. I'm so confused on why Joe Coy Smith wouldn't be in the first place for a situation like this, why one of your actual running backs, and why you keep going back to these plays that just haven't been breaking your way.
That was a big gain by Tyler Stewart to get that first down. They were at the 37-yard line, and now they lose 2 on that on that sideways run by Tyler Douglas.
You try
And
to
now
do
they
an
lose 2.
outside zone with a team that's not great at blocking on the boundary with your receivers. I don't understand it. And then once again, as we have a player injured on the field,
North Texas has the guy down.
hopefully he's all right.
Look, it's the oldest saying in the book, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They found something that is not broken. They keep shying away from it, and it doesn't really make much sense there from a coaching standpoint at Temple. I would assume that Temple sideline, Everett Withers, is going to get some questions at the end of this game in his press conference.
We talk about not wanting to become predictable, but you can still set up your play action. You can still do quick passes over the middle. If the open green area is there, take advantage of it.
Yeah, it seems like they take 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
Literally, because now it's second
Always.
and 12, which
Yeah,
I think we said
2
maybe
yards
a
back.
dozen times today.
Yeah, you take 17 yards forward and then 2 yards back.
Yeah, your rushing attack is not working today. You're at under 100 yards in the game, but your passing offense has been working very well today. Stick with it. This is potentially the drive to bring this game back to you to tie it up.
And really, depending on how much time comes off the clock, Temple does have 3 timeouts, so does North Texas. North Texas obviously wants that clock to keep ticking as much as possible. But depending on how much time comes off the clock after this drive, if you don't score, it could put the nail in the coffin.
100%.
Both teams look like they're about to make their way back out to the field. The North Texas player that was down made his way off the field. I think it was number 10, Roderick Brown, the senior defensive lineman out of Forney, Texas.
And he's back up on his feet, moving around on the sideline. I think he's all right. Wouldn't be surprised if he was back in on the next play.
Yeah, and we said before, obviously, freezing cold out there. Sometimes those hits that you would take maybe in September when it's 80 degrees that don't hurt are going to hurt you a little bit today. It's going to sting some more.
They pop a little bit more, but you also feel really good standing up from those, you know?
Yeah.
Feel good about yourself.
Yep. You would hope that Temple in this long timeout is talking things over. I mean, we don't want to see them come out of the gate right after this timeout here and go back to something that doesn't work.
Yeah, look, this is potentially your last offensive drive
Yeah.
of the year.
Season. Yeah.
This is the time to empty the playbook. Bring out your best plays. Call up the numbers that you need to call to get open. This is it.
There's guys in the field when this could be their last drive ever in their life in football.
Exactly.
At any level, college, pros, just their last drive as a football player at any level.
Now is not
And you
the
wanna make
time
it
to be
count.
conservative.
John Adams looks like he's got a little one-on-one matchup. There is some safety help back.
Yeah, they're looking at Adams.
Yeah. You could see the safety is back as now the corner gives Adams some space. Simon, pressure quickly, and he's going to be brought down for a major loss on that sack. It was number 9, Jake Shipley, on that tackle.
You're taking
Out
away
of timeout.
you're taking away half of the field when you roll out your quarterback like that. You don't give him protection, and your receivers just aren't available.
It was
Now it's 3rd and 26.
Shipley and Ethan Westlowski there combined for that sack. And like you said, Tyler, 3rd and 26. You need some magic to happen now. Simon has it, lets it fly. He's got a receiver, and that one is caught.
Not enough for the first down,
Not going to
but
be
still
enough.
a good chunk.
That's Ashton Allen there with that reception. A gain of 20 yards. I think you got to go for it here, and they are.
You have to go for it, and I don't understand why 3rd and 26 you finally go back to what's been working for you all game.
And it worked again.
It worked perfectly fine.
20-yard gain.
You had an intermediate out-breaking route in their coverage where you have that hole. The corners are playing the flat. The safeties are backpedaling. You have that area near the sideline.
Here we go. This could very well be the final offensive play of the season. 4th and 6 for Temple. 3:10 to go, and the referee's going to blow their whistle.
Take a timeout.
Timeout by Temple. Want to talk things over. Don't want to rush into it. This is a huge play here.
This might be the play. This could be it.
You need 6 yards.
I don't mean to sound like Tony Romo, but this is the game right here.
This is the game right here. Yeah, both teams going to take the opportunity to talk it over. But as we saw in the previous timeout, Temple had all that time in their huddle. Came out and got sacked. Obviously, Simon didn't have much time. The offensive line got beat pretty badly, but
to call a play like that after timeout.
I mean, and we've seen it. That wasn't the first time this game.
No.
We saw it even when North Texas had the ball. First play of the second quarter, 51-yard run, touchdown run. So
2nd and 12, you're rolling your quarterback out for what would have been a 3-yard catch if it had been completed. You hope that they, were able to do something after the catch, but.
And here we go, Evan Simon with Tyler Douglas to his right. 4th and 6, 3:11 to go here in the game. Temple down 24-17. Simon has the snap, lets it go, and not even close to being completed as he was hit once again.
Pressure immediately in Evan Simon's face with one of his old linemen really actually running into him as he was getting pushed back.
He tried to find Tyler Stewart, but threw it behind him. Stewart with absolutely no chance of catching that football. And now 3:08 to go, 2 timeouts. Game's not over, but you need your defense to work some magic once again.
No, definitely you have those 2 timeouts as well as a 2-minute warning, so you have that 3rd one. You're probably going to want to use those timeouts sooner rather than later if you can get a couple stops here and not allow them to convert with the first down.
And with the success North Texas had on the ground, I'd imagine they would stick to it, and they do. They hand it off. But a very nice stop there by Temple. Shane Porter was the ball carrier there, got stopped immediately.
Yeah, great job shedding the block there by the linebacker, getting the tight end off of him, stopping the running back before they could go anywhere. And Temple uses the first of their 2 timeouts remaining.
3:02 to go. Like you said, they do have that 2-minute timeout as well, so that will count. Essentially, like Temple has 3 timeouts left in this game because they had the 2, and then the 2-minute timeout will give them a 3rd.
Yeah. 2nd and 10 now. If you can stop them, you give yourself potentially a full 2 minutes to go down the field and potentially take this game to overtime.
The craziest thing to me is the difference in yard total. 438 for North Texas, 293 for Temple. And this is a 7-point game, and it's been a 7-point game since halftime. Neither team has scored this entire second half.
You got to give credit to the Temple defense for, doing that bend, don't break kind of defense. Most of those yards did come in the first half.
They've looked like the Temple defense of old. Temple's always been known to have a really good defense, and they've shown it. And now a nice breakthrough run there, but there's a flag on the field.
Curious to see if we got a holding. Flag came from the referee. Yep, it is a holding on the offense.
Yeah, Kiefer Sibley was on that run, and by his reaction after he went down to the ground, he looked frustrated. So that was a dead giveaway. It was on North Texas, holding on the Mean Green.
Yeah, looked like it might have been on the left guard there. Just holding onto the jersey of the defender a little too long there. You were out of the play. Didn't really need to do it.
So Temple catching a break. That would have been a really nice gain there by Sibley. But instead, it's now 2nd and 20. North Texas ball at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, if you're a little left guard there, just let go.
I mean,
your running back's
he's like 15 yards ahead of you. Another handoff here for North Texas. That's Sibley with it, and he's stopped. Once again, this Temple defense holding strong. Latrell Jean putting his fist in the air, or Demaric Morris, excuse me, putting his fist in the air, letting everybody know that it's now 3rd down.
You got 3rd and 18. You call that last time out. Get this stop here. You give your offense another chance.
Yep.
See, now, if you're the Mean Green offense, do you play the clock game here? Do you try to get a big run maybe do a draw play, or do you take a shot and try to convert this 1st down? Because I think it all depends on how much you trust your defense.
Yeah.
And if I'm going off of what I'm seeing in the 2nd half, I'm going to trust my defense. Maybe try and play the clock here, take as much time as you can off, force the Temple offense to play quick.
Yeah, because if you're North Texas, you got to be thinking, this Temple offense is struggling to even get a 1st down.
Yeah.
So even if we give the ball back to them, we trust our defense that they're going to get a stop. And even if Temple does score and kick that extra point, they don't lose the game unless they go for 2 and get that. But
let's see how aggressive they are here.
Maybe
you try to get a yardage for a field goal.
Chandler Morris with Cyber to his right. A little pitch. Almost tackled by DeJuan Black, bounces off, and then Temple swarms him.
DeJuan Black. He has been sensational.
He gets the ball quick, doesn't he?
I mean, they try to do a quick little pitch play there to the receiver on the sweep route.
That was Miles Coleman.
He makes initial contact there, allows the rest of his defense to get a chance to swarm with him as he even recovers himself.
And although he didn't get that initial tackle on Coleman, he slows Coleman up and gives his teammates the ability to swarm near the football. They give him more time.
That was a 3-yard loss, now forcing the Mean Green punting unit to come out.
DeJuan Black, he gets that football quick.
All of these linebackers for Temple have been playing fantastic defense, swarming to the ball.
Now flag here on 4th and 21 on the punt.
Temple defense looks happier than the
false start. There you go.
Back them up even more. This could potentially give the Temple offense better field position.
If you're Temple's offense, what more could you ask for? Between the flags for North Texas, between your defense, I mean, you haven't scored a point in the whole half,
and
you're still only down by 7.
Your defense has shut out the other team's offense in this half, and you haven't done anything to respond in kind. Although you could say that about both teams.
Yeah. A fair catch called by Tyler Stewart. And now, exactly at the 2-minute timeout, we're going to take a break here. 4th and 20. Well, it'll be 1st and 10 for Temple. Down 24-17. Exactly 2 minutes to go here in this game on what could be the final offensive possession of the 2024 season. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. You're listening to WHIP Radio live on YouTube. Welcome back into WHIP Radio live on YouTube. I'm Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship. Temple trailing 24-17 still. That was the halftime score as well. They have the ball with 2 minutes and 1 second to go now. They put a second back on the clock. I wonder if they're going to take that 2-minute timeout again or if that was just a mistake by the clock operator. I'm not sure. The referee's looking at the clock. So maybe he wants that changed back to 2.
This isn't the first time they've had clock issues, but it looks like they're
still
leaving
says
it.
2:01. Temple down by 7. The ball on their own 28-yard line. Trying to tie this game. Evan Simon has it. Tries to find a tight end, and he does.
I think he dropped it in the end.
It was caught initially and then dropped. That was Daniel Evert dropping that pass, and now we're heading to the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, that was a great job by the Mean Green DB there to keep fighting all the way through the play and get the ball out of the tight end's hands as they fell to the ground.
Yeah, that would have been a really nice catch there by Evert. That would have been a total hands catch. Yeah, and that would have been all hands right there if he caught that one. Daniel Evert, coming out of Regensburg, Germany, a freshman tight end, went to the NFL Academy also, which gives players overseas the opportunity to go to football camps and get looked at by college scouts, and that's the way that Temple found out about Evert. He attended the camp. Some guys from Temple saw him, some recruiting guys, and now he's getting some big minutes here for Temple.
Yeah, it's really cool to see those international players come over, like our punter, tight end.
Temple has a lot of them.
Yeah.
So here we go. Both sides back out on the field. 1:56 to go here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 10, ball on Temple's 28. Down 24-17. John Adams. Looks like it's man coverage. Simon pressured again, has to get rid of it. Tried the dump at the Joquez Smith, just last second, really had no choice once again. This offensive line not even giving Simon a chance.
No, and it looks like, they just overloaded one side of the line and sent a few extra bodies at the quarterback, forcing Simon to get that ball out, and now it's 3rd and 10.
And this is 100% 4-down territory here, but would love to convert right now on 3rd and 10. Simon drops back, lets it fly, and a nice catch on the sideline.
Wow.
That was number 28, Ashton Allen.
What a physical catch near the sideline here. Great job by Simon getting it to his receiver, who bobbled it initially but comes down with it, fighting through the contact. Great job. And now you set yourself up to continue this drive on your own 45-yard line.
He had Ridge Texada draped all over him and still came down with that and got 1 foot inbounds. Here's Simon again, rolling to his left, dumps it off to Joquez Smith, and he will get out of bounds, which is smart because that stops the clock.
Quick little pass to the sideline, get out of bounds.
Now Temple's starting to move a little bit. Now you want to keep that going. No runs, like I know Tyler, you said. You don't want to move those little like lateral runs.
Stop going horizontal.
Where you're going, do not go horizontal.
Especially when you're trying to conserve clock here. You want to pass near the sideline, but you don't want to be running to the sideline from the center of the field.
The sideline is your friend here in this final drive. Here's Simon with it, dropping back to throw. Good protection. Has to get rid of it. He had John Adams wide open, and he's lucky that wasn't picked off.
He had to throw a pressure in his face. He was throwing off of his back foot there. It looked like while on the move. He did have an open receiver like you said. Yeah, sheesh.
That was almost picked off by number 4, Brian Nelson II, the redshirt freshman out of Pearland, Texas. That would have obviously been the game there if they came down with that interception. But yeah, I mean, a really, really tough throw to try to make, but he did have John Adams open. Now 3rd and 8, 1:35 to go in this game, down 24-17.
2nd, 3rd and long on this drive.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's Simon with the good protection. Finds Della Pesca, and he gets hit hard, low. Got his feet taken out by Nelson II.
The protection wasn't terrible. I would have liked to see him maybe try to find a different receiver downfield. You even had Joquez Smith giving some chipping help on the outside.
That was a gain of 4. Now 4th and 6. This is your game right here. 1 minute and 10 seconds to go in this game. Simon dropping back, lets it fly. Della Pesca comes down with it.
Wow, fantastic job finding your tight end, running up the seam right near the numbers. Passes it to him, easy catch and throw. Now you set yourself up for first down right outside the red zone.
Della Pesca, your single-digit tight end, catching that ball at the 28-yard line, keeping this season alive. Here's Simon with it again, dropping back to throw. Has a receiver, and that one is caught.
This quick game is really working for Temple. Getting the ball out of your hands quickly, get enough protection. You don't even need a full 3 seconds. You need a couple seconds for Simon to get the ball out of his hands, and he's finding these guys between the numbers.
This is your 2-minute drill right here. Temple executing it pretty well right now. Ashton Allen making that catch for 5 yards. Here's Simon with it, dropping back. He has Adams. Adams nowhere near the sideline, so clock's still running. Have to hurry. 27 seconds to go, and it's 3rd and 2.
You've got to get it set up.
You got to move a little bit quicker than this. Simon takes the snap. Trying to find Adams, and it's intercepted on the sideline.
Oh.
Brian Nelson II comes down with that interception to seal the game for the Mean Green.
A fantastic catch by the DB. Simon had 2 different receivers running out breaking routes on the right side. Tried to hit the one that was deeper. Just overthrew his target a little bit. DB capitalizes on it, gets his foot down, and that will be the ball game.
Simon understood that clock was ticking. Tried to lead John Adams to the sideline, but Adams was not breaking towards that sideline very much, and Brian Nelson II was all over it. And he ends this game for the Mean Green. There'll be 13 seconds to go. So Chandler Morris, the quarterback for North Texas, will make his way out to the field to kneel this one and end the game and make his team bowl eligible. Brian Nelson potentially extending their season for North Texas if they do end up making a bowl game.
Yeah, both teams shutting each other out in the second half.
A defensive clinic in this second half.
Yeah. Offenses weren't able to get anything going as much. Missed field goals, penalties, turnovers.
Everything was in favor. Temple's offense got everything they needed to be able to capitalize, just like North Texas's offenses did. You can say it on both sides, but that clock will tick down to 0, and that will end the game in a heartbreaking way here on Senior Day. Temple had a chance. We saw 2 weeks ago here against FAU, they won a tight one in overtime. Looked like they were going to send this one to overtime as well, just couldn't get it done. Brian Nelson II picking off Evan Simon and ending this game. Tyler, final thoughts on this afternoon?
It was a tough, chippy game for Temple. They were going back and forth with Mean Green. Everywhere on the field, after every play, you could tell they were going at it with each other. The defense really stepped up today after the first quarter. Really did a great job of shutting out the Mean Green offense in the second half. Just the Temple offense wasn't able to really ever capitalize, and with a missed field goal and forcing your team to have to get a touchdown, Temple really just kind of became its own worst enemy in the second half with failed third down conversions and just mistakes of running up the clock. They had their opportunities in this game to come back and potentially tie it up, or if not even win it. They just weren't able to capitalize.
And, yep, that's going to do it here at Lincoln Financial Field. We mentioned it was Senior Day. It's also Senior Day for us, for Tyler and I. This was the first football game we called together for WHIP. Ultimately, it will be our last because the season's over and we are seniors. We will not be back next season. Tyler, I had a great time with you up here in the booth.
Yeah, it was a great job, man.
It ended up being a great game for the final time here for us at Lincoln Financial Field in 2024, and the last time for us for good for Tyler and I. I'm Zachary Silverstein alongside Tyler Blankenship here at Lincoln Financial Field. Temple falls 24-17 to North Texas. Thank you so much for listening to both of us, and we will see you when we broadcast our basketball game tonight, Temple versus LaSalle at LaSalle. Nick Parr and Ben Lotman will have the call for that game at 4 p.m. on WHIP Radio. Once again, thank you so much for listening. Zachary Silverstein with Tyler Blankenship from Lincoln Financial Field.